For tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm Lahefa.
It's your boy, Chris O.D.
Smiley Jizzle, we in the building. How everybody weekend been going?
Mine was annoying because my air conditioner, as I informed you guys earlier, caught on fire. Like literally, the cord was burning, and it put a burn mark on the rug. So now I'm sitting here baking because I can't. That fan is not doing justice, and it's hot as hell today. But besides that, I bought I forgot what it's called. Ab something. Ab roller, ab cruncher. I don't know. It's a machine. So I'm trying to do a 30-day challenge. I'm going to do my wall Pilates and incorporate that into it. And I'm doing 3 sets of 10 of each exercise. So there's like 5 different exercises that I do on the wall and then do the ab thing. And 3 sets of 10. So it's a 28-day challenge. So I'm gonna see. Well, I should see results by then. But yeah.
I like how y'all getting fit. Smiley getting fit. You getting
I ain't
fit.
do nothing yet because I keep stopping.
I mean, but you got the tools to get fit. And this is what I mean. Like that's all it is for real.
And I'm trying to be healthier to
stay
eat
consistent.
healthier.
Yeah, real talk.
Speaking of that, they're growing. The FDA in May, I think it was May 28th of this year. Can someone look in our group chat and confirm if that's the correct date? But the FDA approved lab-grown salmon. They said it's okay for human consumption. What do y'all think about that?
Is that everywhere, or is it some
in the
places?
U.S.?
Oh fuck. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's scary just to think that they're going so hard to basically feed us like ourselves and and lab food, and it's like, yo, we could solve world hunger if we just planted trees. Did you know that we don't have any like female trees in it?
Yeah, because they do that on purpose so that they don't grow fruits and stuff. And then also the pollen and stuff in the air is because they don't have both. So that's causing people allergies to get sick and stuff. And then the pharmaceutical companies, oh, here you go. Let's give you some medication.
That is insane. Yeah, they really try to take us out. Like, if you didn't have any type of faith in anything whatsoever, it should be a scary time for you right about now. Like, it should be a scary ass time because they are pulling out the stops. Like, they're like, fuck it. Like, we're just gonna.
I'll give you more insight on this salmon thing. So, specifically, the approval pertains to Wild Type, San Francisco-based startup that produces sushi-grade coho salmon grown from Pacific salmon cells. On May 28, 2025, they issued a no questions letter following a pre-market safety consultation stating the product is as safe as comparable foods produced by other methods. So I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what FDA has stated with this.
Of course, they have to give a reason of why they approved it.
But supposedly they're supposed to take all of those precautions, because a lot of times when they approve these things, it's because somebody wants to use it. So they're not just doing it
to get more money. It's not.
But they usually approve it because somebody wants to use it. Like when they approve certain meats that Americans are not used to eating, but other cultures eat it, that's because that's a part of their culture, and they're coming over here and they're becoming citizens. So they want to continue whatever their culture is, whatever type of meat or whatever.
But you know what I kind of
Yeah,
think
but
this
there's
is?
other foods too that they said they starting to. It wasn't. I don't know if it was approved yet by the FDA, but they said lettuce and other stuff too. They're trying to make that in the lab. I don't want to eat no
Because
fake
somebody
food,
wants
like,
to use it.
So hold
because
on.
they're trying to create faster production so they can make more money. That's
They're
the
doing
reason.
that
It's
too,
not for the
but
well-being.
somebody wants to use it. Is the point?
Yeah, but are you
That's
using
why.
it? Are you using it
For money.
nefariously? Not even just for money, nefariously, meaning that you know that this could be harmful to
They
people,
don't care.
and
They'll
you don't
tell us
care.
whatever,
Exactly.
just so they can justify why.
It's
it
just
was
like
approved.
tobacco. Like when tobacco became legalized, knowing that there's all of these health issues that are associated with it and all
But
that
at least
stuff.
they told
they
us
still
that.
wanted to
They're
do it.
saying this is okay, but how
That's
do
what
we
I'm
know that?
saying. We don't know. It's up to you. Like if you know it has certain things in it and they're not good with your body, then don't take it. Like it's certain products that have plastics in it. You can clearly see that it has plastics in it, but people still use it. So it's really, with your own, our favorite word, discernment. You know what I mean? Like if,
But I think it's gonna get to a point if you're not. And then they said wildlife is becoming endangered, or they're killing them on purpose. I was seeing something because they want to just produce
Focus
stuff,
on that.
and who knows what else they're putting in this while they're creating this stuff or whatever. And they said it's okay for us, but how do we know if everything becomes that way? We won't be able to use discernment, because if we want to eat, if we don't raise our own cattle and grow our own vegetables and stuff, and they've been messing with the farms too and spraying stuff and killing people crops and stuff. So it's like, I would, like I said before, I looked up chickens, like where you could get chickens from, to like, but I just don't know where I would have to like make a makeshift coop or have somebody look like a fenced in or whatever.
And then you gotta have property with a yard big enough to do that.
Drea, the girl that just had the baby by that basketball player.
Right.
She posted a video of like she got chickens and she went and got the eggs and she got fresh carrots and stuff and she cut them up like she eats healthy and stuff anyway and works out, so she only been giving her baby like that stuff. Like,
But she got the funds too. And I mean,
yeah, but even to grow stuff yourself is not necessarily. If you buy vegetables, if you got somewhere to plant them,
right.
Well, here's a funny thing, just to segue into another one of our topics. So Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill, 1084,
Connecticut.
making Florida the U.S. state to criminalize the sale or manufacture of cultivated meat, real animal tissue grown in labs from animal cells.
Go ahead.
So in Florida, he's already started. I mean, usually, and this is what I always talk about,
You gotta go to your local.
your legislation is important. And a lot of people be like, well, the vote doesn't count. But if you have children, it's almost imperative that you vote legislatively for who's gonna represent you statewide, because that's really what you really care about if you live in a particular place. Locally, you wanna make sure that you know who's running your state. Because a lot of the laws that we have for, federal laws are not supposedly state laws. Like there's things that you can do in different states because though the state legislation allows things to happen. So if you are involved or you actually care about what goes on, or you feel like it doesn't make a difference and you're not doing anything about it, that's really what the first step is, like that. Because you could see right here, there's a governor that they assigned that's doing that. You know what I mean? So it happens. But yeah, man, I mean, food is, it's a tricky thing. I mean, I think maybe I want to say maybe last year sometime, there was a big scare about noodles, like ramen noodles.
Yeah, I told Bree
Kids
not to
was
eat
dying
them
and shit. You know what I mean? But people still eat noodles.
I told Bree not to eat that
It
shit.
depends. It depends on what brand, and then they don't want to disclose the particular brand because they don't want to lose business.
But they said ramen noodles. The other ones are not ramen noodles. The other brands.
Now ramen is a brand, but a
Yeah.
lot of people call ramen noodles ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles, yeah.
Right? Like Kleenex is a brand, but everybody says, "Oh, can I get a
but I think
Kleenex?"
that was specifically those ones.
I don't
they
know.
didn't mention
I honestly I don't know, because that is jargon for that particular type of noodle.
I feel like anything you microwave if you put it in a microwave, it's gonna kill you. Whether it's popcorn, whether it's
Eventually, right? Because
Well,
it's
it got
microwave the radiation in the
Yeah.
microwave. I think it's such a low
Well,
level
you
of
don't have to
radiation that
microwave
it's
it.
not
You can
probably
boil the
gonna.
water.
I think
You're
it's,
really not
it's,
supposed to put that in the microwave,
That's
and
what-
nobody reads that
that's what I'm
label.
saying. Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to boil the water and pour it in there. That
Right.
cup is not supposed to go. Well, the ones in the cup.
Because you put in plastic and
In the cup,
styrofoam and all types
exactly.
of shit in here.
And then you
eat
eating it up.
But
Exactly.
nobody listens. Everybody put that junk in the
People like,
microwave.
well, you gonna
Some
die
people
anyway.
didn't even notice that it said, "Don't put this in or not microwave."
We all gonna die one day. That was what it
Yeah, but I
Until they
ain't
fucking
eat those in a while
Get
because
something they can't get
when
rid
I was
of.
at Job Corps, I used to eat them junks all the time, like college shit, like just something in my locker, something quick in Chef Boyardee or whatever. And them junks was too salty. And after I left Job Corps, I stopped eating them. But yeah, I told people too that I know that eat that, and they were like, "Well, it's a cheap meal. Everything's so expensive. If I'm hungry and I don't got nothing else, like I don't eat that on the regular." But you know, and that's another thing. It's expensive, like you said, to be healthy. In some cases, I mean, if you have a job, because you think about it, if you ordering food, Uber Eats, you spend a lot of money on that, so you might as well.
That's how I look at it too. Yeah.
Speaking of that, that's not in the thing. But this lady got mad. What do you think about this? She got mad because she told her baby father to get the kids some pizza and wings. And he went to the grocery store and he got groceries. And he came back with his girlfriend and they brought him in the house. And she was like, "Why did you get this? I told you to get pizza and wings."
So
But
she's upset.
groceries, you can cook that. That would
Let me-
last
let me
longer.
tell you
and
why.
there was bags of groceries.
Let
It
me
wasn't
tell you,
just one.
I got
thing.
the perfect
He bought
answer
regular
because of my
food and
situation.
snacks.
I got the perfect answer. It's not that he was wrong. It's that she didn't say it and he disobeyed what she said. She clearly is the leader of her household. So for a woman that has kids, that's the leader of her household, the last thing she wants to hear is a nigga she's not fucking tell her what to do and how to do it. And that's my answer to that. That's why she had a problem with him, because what he did wasn't wrong, but her ego got involved. And I just know that because I'm in a situation where sometimes that shit happens to me and I'll just be like, yo, you would think I want something bad, or you see what I'm saying? But it's actually beneficial. It's beneficial that I'm saying this, and then it's whatever she is. Like I had to realize, okay, this is not her. This is pride. This is ego. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like she knows, like, damn, like he's right, but in this situation, she's like, F that. I said pizza and wings, so I'm upset because it's not pizza and wings.
It's probably that, and I think that she's lazy and she don't feel like cooking, because that's crazy to me. Like, at least there's some people that don't even want to be in their kid's life, and not because of nothing that the woman did. Sometimes it is, but in some cases they just didn't want no kid, and they're like, "Fuck you, I'm not about to be. I don't want to be a parent. Like I don't want to be with you." And then they just dip. So he ain't. They're not together. But the fact that he even came and brought groceries, that you're complaining about it, like, girl, you better go in the. And then pizza and wings, that's one meal. He bought groceries that last you for a few weeks or whatever. Like that you can.
He didn't get a pizza.
He bought groceries, like he
just got groceries instead of getting like
what she asked for.
A pizza,
she said pizza and wings. And
but I'm saying he could have.
Groceries.
He didn't have to go to like Domino's or nothing like that. But I'm saying you went to the grocery store. You could have got a pizza.
Yeah.
Like Red Baron pizza. Or some shit.
I don't know.
You know, and wings, and it would have been reasonable.
He could have. I don't know what he got, but there was like 4 or 5 bags of stuff. And I don't know. People said like it looked like he got snacks and regular food. So like he probably did get chicken. And
how do you feel about that?
I told you. I feel like it's disrespectful to the men. I think she knew that, yo, this is more beneficial to what the fuck. But because I asked for this, you're doing too much. And I don't like that. That shows a bad leadership in judgment of character. And you're showing this to your kids.
The dude, in my opinion, Y'all gonna beat me up.
You saying he's being petty?
I think he's wrong.
Because he's
What?
being petty.
How is that wrong?
Because he's being
He's
petty.
doing more than what she asked for.
Because
and
he's
that's
being
more
petty.
beneficial,
So,
'cause
You
that
gonna allow
would-
me to address why I feel because
I want
obviously
him
like
to.
why right? All right. So a good leader, right? Whenever you make a decision that affects everybody that
Is
you're
involved.
responsible for,
Right.
you should make sure that they know what you're doing before you do it. And to do something sporadically, like, you know what, this is going to be good for everybody, making a decision for everybody. I don't see anything wrong with making a decision for everybody, but there should be some consultation.
Right.
Don't just, if she asks you, and then, I mean, I don't have all the context, but if he spent his own money, okay, I get that.
Right.
But if she was one of those people like, okay, I understand all that, I don't feel like cooking tonight. Are you going to cook this shit that you just bought? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at it like that, and then I'm like, all right, she probably didn't feel like cooking. She wanted something quick. Here's the money. Go get the pizza. Or do you mind getting the pizza? Like, whose money was this that was spent? Was it his money?
He bought it. They're not
Okay.
together.
Okay. So she asked him to do something specific, and he decided, hey, maybe it'll be a good thing for me to get the groceries. Why don't you say, hey, do you mind if I get you guys groceries? Like, I don't think that's too much to ask.
So do you think he was being petty for not asking that?
I don't think he was being.
I'm asking.
I don't think he was being petty per se because it's not a lot of context. But I do believe that he wasn't being thoughtful enough to at least have that secondary conversation. And I'm not saying he's entirely wrong, but just in that aspect of it, he's wrong. But he's right for going above and beyond. You know what I mean? Because some people would look at it like, okay, damn, well, I put groceries in your house. Like, what the fuck? Like,
that's for
you know what I mean?
too, because enough for everybody. You didn't
Right.
just.
I understand all that,
Right.
but it's nothing wrong with communication. That's the
Right.
first
That's
thing that's
true, too.
important to me.
That's true,
Communication.
She
Second to
hungry.
that,
One thing.
respect. I mean, you
I
can say
agree.
that. You can say
I
that,
agree.
and I wouldn't fight you on that point. But I'm just saying, don't make it all like, oh, she's this, she's that. Because you should have a conversation with the person that you're with.
Right.
You could owe them that much.
But
If you said you're gonna do
They're
something,
not
and
together.
then you
Well, hold on.
No, if you said you're going to do something, do what you said you're going to do.
Right.
Or tell me that you're not going to do what I'm doing. Because what if you get something, groceries, that my kid is allergic to?
You're
We're
right.
not together, right?
You're right.
What if you get something that we don't eat in this house?
Right.
Maybe we're Muslim. Maybe we don't eat bacon. Maybe, you know what I mean? You're not thinking about all that. You're just saying at face value. You brought this up. So you're just saying at face value. So I'm saying, okay, well, from what you told me, there needs to be a conversation if you're going to just do something like that and take it upon yourself. Because some people aren't grateful. Some people aren't thoughtful.
You're right.
And that's not wrong because there's no communication to defend that.
And they don't know how to receive that.
Exactly. You
One
got to work
thing-
with people sometimes.
One thing I noticed about that story is the aesthetics. Like, for the fact that he brought his girl with him, it was like I think that's why I go back into the pride. I feel like her pride was hurt because she's like, look at the man and his new girl. Instead of getting what I asked for, they're doing what they feel like is best for me. And I feel like that plays a lot as a single mother in general when it feels like you're being outclassed
Right.
by your former ex-boyfriend.
I mean, you
Right,
in
'cause
a
the
you in a
woman
whole
was-
new relationship, right?
She didn't have to
The
be
woman
there.
was big enough to help bring the groceries.
Don't
in.
get them
Yeah,
don't
but-
get them
And
no
she was
pizza.
able to put
Get them
her-
groceries. Maybe it was
So-
her idea. You know what I mean?
But
See?
it could have been.
Because if you a man and you acting in your own right under your own accord, then you would think, all right, because I'm logical. Hey, why don't I just get y'all groceries?
Mhm.
How hard is it to say that? Like I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? Like, people could take things the wrong way, and then we be like, we just beat them up about, oh fuck, you know what I mean? You're so ungrateful. You're a piece of shit. You're this. You're that. But then sometimes people could have it and be like, damn, I ain't want this. You know what I mean? But they won't say anything to you about it, and they'll just have it. Like, sometimes I've gotten souvenirs from people when they brought stuff back from going on a trip,
Okay.
and I'm just like, okay, yeah, you got me something, but what the fuck I'm gonna do with this?
That's different. You didn't ask for that.
I didn't ask for it. She didn't ask for groceries. You understand what I'm saying?
She asked for food.
She asked for pizza. It was specified. If you ask me for something specific and you give me something else, I may be ungrateful. And that's something that people have to deal with. If you do exactly what I asked you, then I'm going to be happy. Oh my God, you did this. Like,
it's like,
you know what I mean?
If you're in a relationship, that'd be the problem. Like, the man is, like, yeah, they're not together no more. He's in a new relationship. But, like, if you're in a relationship, like, if he did that, this is better for us. We could save money because I'm buying, this could last for a few weeks or whatever because we don't know what his intent. You're saying he probably was being petty. He could have been like, this is more beneficial.
No. I'm not saying he was being petty, though.
This amount, you said he could be.
I'm saying she received it as he was being petty. And I think, and this is all in her head.
Why you ain't give me what I asked you?
Right. I think she's
you think I can't buy groceries?
I think I can understand her frustration.
He asked to get pizza.
Going to Smiley's point, I can understand her frustration because I didn't even look at it like that. Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was just the ego of you're not getting me what I said I wanted. But it could have really just been like, yo, you didn't even ask what we wanted. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So probably got us Tyson nuggets.
That's a healthier option instead of.
But you don't know what groceries he got. Yeah, you just know he got groceries. He could have got mad unhealthy shit. He could have got. But I'm saying, without the context, we can only assume. And I'm not saying that he's overly wrong, and I'm not saying that she's not being ungrateful. What I am saying is that communication helps. And it would have probably eliminated all of that. And plus, nigga, you know what type of chick you dealing with. You already know that she asked for pizza, you ain't get her pizza, she gonna feel some type of way. That's why y'all not together.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Watch this. You trying to show off?
But then you gonna be asking for pizza and wings every day. It do matter.
It don't matter because why do it? If that's how you feel, then why do it? To me, why even give yourself the headache?
Well, it's beyond that. At this point, he's taking care. He's being responsible for his shit.
I mean, you can look at it however you want. I'm just saying, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying communication is important.
Let me tell y'all
before I say somebody's ungrateful. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all a story, right? So there'll be a bunch of times where I'm with somebody else, and then they'll be witness to what I have to deal with like my daughter's mom sometimes, right? Not all the time, disclaimer, not all the time, but just sometimes, right? And then she won't understand why I won't move a certain way. And I'm like, well, I have to move like this so I can keep the peace. Because if I say certain things or if I stand on certain things, it's like it's going to be an all-out war and the only person that's going to suffer is my kid, right? So in her mind, or in a lot of women that I deal with, it's like, okay, like I understand that, but this is your kid. You should have this say. And it's like, they have to understand that, yes, you're right, I should have this say. But in the circumstances that I'm in, the only way to have that say is to go to court and do something that you don't want to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, sometimes you can't be the person going back and forth, like, by any means. Like, you have to let her just...
Right. If she wanted pizza, like, honestly, I would have just got her the fucking pizza.
Right.
Save myself the headache.
Because I know what type of female I'm dealing with.
Exactly. If I was going to get groceries, if I was still trying to be daddy of the year and doing all that, then whatever. I've been doing that. But if she asks me for something specifically and then I go and get something else, I already know what's going to happen now. Like, why did I even do that?
Right.
Or and then I also think like, you know, a lot of times people bait people. So it might have been like, yo, I'm with my new joint. Yo, look how this bitch gonna act. Look how ungrateful she is.
That's how I took
these
it.
groceries.
That's how I took it.
You know what I mean? Like
that's how I took it.
Like niggas know what they doing sometimes. Like I mean, you chilling, you in a new relationship, you happy supposedly. If you got it to get groceries, and you know what I mean, your kids probably want pizza and wings.
Right.
Then get them pizza and wings and groceries.
Yeah. If you
know what I mean? If it's really like that. But if you really thinking like, okay, I want to.
Because if she was complaining that she gave them both,
right,
that would have been
right. Then I would have been like on some
like, yo, how you being ungrateful? Yeah, real talk. But nah, I see what you're saying.
And the only thing is like, if it was like prefaced like, can you go get us something to eat? And then they didn't specify what they wanted to eat. Right. And then he went and got groceries. That would have been a whole different dynamic, in my opinion.
You know what
I mean? Because like, okay, go get you know what? I'll do you one better. I'll go get y'all food for the rest of the month. Right. That's when it looks like, damn, you doing something noble. But if they ask for something specific and you like, okay, yeah, I'll go get that, and you come back with groceries, that's like, what the fuck? Like I tell you to go get me some now laters and you come back with a bag of Lay's. Like, nigga, that's not what I asked for. And even if I like Lay's, I'm still gonna be like, I don't want this.
Right.
Bring this back.
It's only above and beyond if you use communication.
Absolutely. I agree. That's my only pushback. I'm saying like I agree with everything that you said. Yeah, he could have been thinking about this, that. But I'm just saying, like,
right?
Yeah, that's definitely right. Yeah, that's a good thing because you know they're gonna have food for a longer period of time. Right. But maybe it was a cheat day. Maybe it was like everybody just, hey, it's pizza night. We're gonna watch a movie. We're gonna do the family thing. I don't feel like cooking. You know what I mean? When you get groceries, you have to prepare it. Maybe they wanted the food to already be prepared. Mm-hmm. So now when they get the food, they gotta wait for them to get the groceries, go through the aisles and all of that. Why does pizza taking so damn long? Now you get there, got this shit. Now you gotta cook it. Right. Might have to throw something out. You know what I mean? Like it's just all of those things that weren't said, but it's just all those things that I consider when I'm thinking about something like that. No. And why is the chick mad about a nigga going to get you groceries for the whole family?
Right.
Is there a reason why?
Let's read the comments, and these are women saying this. Yeah. Pizza and wings feed them for one day. Groceries will feed them for
again, that's back to your point.
She's a greedy one. I bet she wanted the pizza and wings. This guy cares more than the mom does.
Okay.
I will be so.
These all women.
Yeah, they're saying that he did. Okay, they're grateful.
No, it's not. Again,
I will be so grateful to have the father of my children bring anything. Some people don't have. They kid father don't even be around at all.
Right, and they're speaking from trauma.
Care about his children eating more than just
because when you're speaking through trauma, you're not really looking at the full picture. Like you're kind of biased.
But also,
you're like, yo, you don't know what it's like to have a nigga that's bringing you shit. So whether he gave you pizza or he gave you groceries, it would have worked either way.
But
also, you're just happy to have them.
Right.
But also from a healthy standpoint, eating more than just one junk food meal, the audacity that woman is something else. Because like
how many kids is this? Like why you wanted pizza and wings? Like is it just 2 kids or just one kid?
Know.
Like
this is what I can't see the original video, just people reacting to it.
Like if it's mad,
there's a case of water, there's like bags, that's the stuff.
Yeah, I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking him for getting groceries.
Me personally, like I said, with everything that's going on, not as a woman.
No, as a person.
Can I say?
Say it. But you're saying the same thing again. So I want you to, because we already said we agree. We agree with what you're saying. You're not convincing us of anything different. I agree, but all I'm saying is your stance is your stance because you're looking at it from a different lens. I'm looking at it from a more logical lens. Like why do I want to argue with this chick? Feel me? If I'm dealing with her and I know that this is how she is.
Logic also says this will last longer than one meal for the day. If she's calling you every day and you're
tell her that's why you're gonna do it.
But hold on, let me ask you something. Does logic also say that even though I know how this person can be, this is the right decision? Because logic has to apply in all fields. And if it's no, then yeah, like you couldn't win in that situation,
Right,
even
right,
if
right.
you're doing the good deed. It's like you're not gonna win because you know who you're dealing with,
Right.
and that's part of being with somebody who you're not with no more. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like you, there's nothing you can do. Like
I'm
you
not,
can't change
I'm not
them.
disagreeing with none of the women what they
Yeah,
said. Like
not at
we,
all.
We
They're
definitely
everybody.
appreciate women that look
All
at things that
all
way.
them comments
Absolutely.
was right. Absolutely. Like the man
Yeah,
did
It's not my
right.
fight.
It's
I'm
just he
saying
knew what
from,
type of
like-
female he was dealing with, and he knew what was gonna spark her, and he ignored that.
That's true.
Like I'm saying, like, cause you said logically, if you're a regular person, and I don't know this man, if you're a regular person, it's more cost effective and a healthier option in lieu of everything that we're talking about, all the chemicals and stuff they put in these fast food and stuff like that or whatever. It's a healthier option. And me right now thinking about all that, I'm thinking about, yeah, it's better to cook food or whatever, the non-grown in the lab version than ordering takeout every day. And then okay, that's one day, then what about the next day? They still gotta eat for the rest of the week. You're gonna keep asking me every other day to you know what I'm saying,
Right.
to buy these groceries.
I don't
or
even know
whatever,
if that's the case. I don't know if maybe she
But,
didn't
yeah, we
have her
don't know,
check
but
or
all
she
of
didn't
this
whatever. And today, can you just get us something? And then maybe he thought he was doing the
we
solid
don't know. I was
because he
trying to
fucked up
find
right
the
now.
full video. That's just people.
But I mean, but like I said, like I mean, we don't gotta beat this to a dead horse. What you said is right, is valid. What I said, we can both be right. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you tell me that you want something specific, like put it like this, my grandmother wants something specific. She wants corn chips. She don't get junk food like that. She wants Fritos, corn chips. You know what I mean? They gotta be like this. If you get her the barbecue ones or some hot ones or something like that, something she didn't ask for, she's not gonna eat it.
Yeah, but that's different because groceries. It is because chips. First of all, you don't even need that, so you don't need.
No, you don't
anyway.
need the pizza and the
Or
wings,
whatever.
but it's just a point. You went to get
I
somebody
think
something
this
else and
one-
you came
in
back
this
with
particular
something
case,
other than what they
that
asked for.
stands
That's
alone.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you ask for a candy bar, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get you a candy bar. Then that's different. Than saying,
Get the
you
candy
want
bar I asked
food,
you for though.
But that's different because you don't
Is
need
it?
to eat that anyway. You need to eat.
It don't
you
matter.
need to
You're
eat
going to get me a
regular
candy
food
bar and
'cause
you bring me back a
it's
Snickers and I
it's a
ask for a
different
payday.
scenario.
Yeah.
And it's not just for you. You're getting it for the kids.
If I ask for enough for all the kids in the house, if I ask you for this, bring back this. That's it. I don't think that's.
So hold on.
I feel like
Hold
you're
on.
pandering
Real
to-
quick.
Not at all.
Hold
Hold
Not at all.
on, E. Real
That's
quick.
the ratchet women that's ungrateful.
Hold
That's
on.
probably why he ain't with her in
E.
the first place and moved on to another
E.
one.
Real quick.
Because she don't
That
appreciate
further-
Real
it.
quick.
further
Let me ask a vital question about this whole scenario. When she asked for the pizza and wings, did he say yes?
I don't know. It just
'Cause
says-
that's
it just
vital.
shows him bringing the groceries.
That's
in.
vital. So do you okay, so let's say hypothetically, E, if that man said yes, I'll get you the pizza and wings, and then he did what he did, right? Would he still be in the wrong?
If you say, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then
And didn't do it, and he got the groceries instead, and didn't say nothing about getting the groceries instead of the pizza and wings. Would he be in the wrong in your opinion?
he's not wrong. I mean, for lying, I guess, but he's still doing what he's helping take care of the kids, so he'll never be wrong for that. And he's helping them. He's not doing anything wrong because her feeling, because she feels some way, F her feelings in that moment because the kids is more important. They need to eat. And he bought groceries for you to eat too, whether you want to. And a lot of these women be lazy anyway. They don't want to cook or whatever.
Exactly.
That it
So
wasn't
she asked
just.
for pizza
It
and
wasn't
wings.
just. But
Right.
you don't need to be just giving. That's not
Going right back
beneficial.
to it.
That's not
I
beneficial
get
to
all
the
that.
kids.
I get
Like
all
that's
that.
why kids getting diabetes and stuff at a young age because you giving
That's
them all
that's
these
the
junk
long.
and fast
That's the
food.
long. That's the long.
It ain't.
That-
Because
that's
it's
the long-
happening
that's
at
the
a
long
higher
story.
rate now.
But if we're gonna just keep it to what we're talking about, we're just talking about intention. If you wanted me to do something and I suggest something that may be a better solution for you, I should probably say something because I'm bringing this to you and my kids, yeah. But you asked for this, and what is the reason that you want pizza? Like, why don't I get y'all groceries? Like, you know what I mean? Even if I said that,
I think that would be better than just pulling up with something different, because again, if you don't know what they like, what allergies are, I mean, these are your kids, so you should know whatever, but you don't know why she's asking for a pizza. She might just want a pizza because she don't feel like cooking. She been working all day, and she probably cooks all the time. But now she don't got no stuff to cook, so she want a pizza, and she don't get paid until Friday. I mean, we don't know all of that, but I'm just saying, communication. I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying like, yo, the nigga should have just said something to her. Like, why you just pull up with something different than what we asked for, and we probably want it. Maybe it was friends over. Maybe it was mad kids, and she would have had to make mad food for everybody.
He did, but she just started recording when he got there to make him look.
That's another thing.
Oh, she was the one recording.
That's another speculation.
So
like, right?
She thought he was being petty.
I didn't see the girl in the picture. I just see him. So somebody's recording.
She thought he was being petty.
I don't see the girlfirend, or I just see him in the grocery outside. So
like, I don't see nothing wrong with the nigga getting groceries. Like, I see that is thoughtful.
Yeah,
but it's not thoughtful to not have that discussion.
That's why I
with the mother of the house.
That's why I asked the
like, yo, like,
that's why
nigga, why did she ask for a pizza?
That's why I asked that question. Like,
maybe
that's
she didn't want to cook, and everything that Erika's saying is valid. Some people are lazy, but that's not your fight. That's not for you to say. Because some people might be like, yeah, that's right. But then some people, I don't want to cook all the time. I cook. Because we don't know enough about this woman.
Right.
We don't know if she cooks every day. We don't know what.
We don't know about the man, but
we don't.
Putting it on.
But I'm saying, because why?
Because she made the video to make
She made the video to make him look like that. Plus,
so we're trying to figure out why she's saying this. Is it valid or is it not valid?
Right.
You're saying it's valid. We're saying we're wondering why she thinks like she has a solid case and why she's disrespectful. And then we have our own points now.
Right.
Smiley is saying because if they had a verbal conversation and he said, yes, I agree to do this, and then he didn't do this and didn't communicate, that's bad communication. That could have been petty.
Right.
And that pettiness is how unfortunately, a lot of single parents got to go through. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's pettiness. It's like, well, I ain't fucking you, so I don't got to listen to you.
Right.
And that shit sucks, but it is what it is. Like, this is what this going back
for me personally, I don't want to start a fight for no reason.
Me neither, bro.
I don't got the energy for it. Like,
especially with somebody I care about, and I just want her to understand where I'm coming from.
Listen, example. Well, this is on the woman's side. So, like, Nelly was like, he remember when he tried to give the baby a popsicle, or like give him just let him lick the popsicle or whatever. And she don't want, and I agree. I would be like that too. She don't want the kid, and they didn't have teeth or nothing, so all they were doing was licking it. And he was like, "It's just a popsicle." He said she knocked it out his hands because they probably already talked about it. She trying to get him to be.
You get your kid on a specific diet. I understand.
Yeah, like a lot of people now are having kids, and like I said about Dre, like they're giving them they're not eating cooked food. They're just eating a vegetable.
That's a good approach.
Yeah. So and she even
both
trying to get him
be on the same
healthy.
Page. It's hard to do that when you co-parent them.
And she was like, all that sugar, he don't
stay with the man, and you won't have to worry about that. Stay with the woman, and you won't have to worry about that. Y'all be eating the same thing, and if y'all want pizza, y'all have pizza. If y'all want groceries, you'll have groceries.
She be trying to make him. He was mad because she gave him some grapes.
But yo, I want to go back to, because this was a good topic that you put out there. I want to go back to the government kind of setting us up for failure. So it's not new. It came out in 2023, but there's a bill, HB 23-1135. It was passed during Colorado's 2023 legislative session that reclassified indecent exposure in view of minor under 15 years old by someone more than 4 years older as a Class 6 felony, upgraded from a Class 1 misdemeanor. The bill was signed into law on June 7th, 2023, and took effect the same day. How do you guys feel about that?
What are you saying the bill did?
It was brought to a Class 6 felony, upgraded from a Class 1 misdemeanor.
So it
was messing with a minor?
Yes.
So wait, it's a
Class
it's
6
a misdemeanor now.
it was
A misdemeanor.
It was upgraded from a class 1 misdemeanor
To a felony.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
good.
no. Well, yeah. Actually, yes.
And that's good.
Colorado's legislation did it actually, so
That's
So
good.
it is in Colorado.
it might be. It's just Colorado.
Well, yeah.
But it was a
they
bill
need to
passed in
follow
Colorado.
suit. These kids is getting taken advantage of out here, and that shit is sick.
And I think there is a correlation between you know, your age and when you're ready to do stuff, or when you're in the,
100%.
like, people say, oh, you should know better. Like, yeah, you know, it's not that they don't know right from wrong, it's that they don't think about the consequences of how that's gonna affect them in the future or whatever, because they're not thinking that far ahead. They're just acting on impulse because they haven't had enough life experience to real or developed mentally to be like, okay, this is a bad decision, this is gonna go wrong, to think about the cause and effect of it. So you're taking advantage ultimately because you're an adult. But I feel like even some adult people, because of trauma, they still think like kids or move like kids. They got arrested development, and that's why they do stuff like that and interested in young kids under a certain age. Like, so I do think that should be like, if you under a certain age, I really don't even think you should be having sex, even if it's with someone your age.
Right.
Like, and speaking of that, the baby said the first time he had sex was between the ages of 4 or 5, and the girl was like 17 or 18.
Yeah,
And
he was great. That's great.
exactly, but they're giggling. They were talking about it on lip service.
Yeah,
They were
it's different
giggling
for
and
men and
stuff,
women. He
is-
said that shit like
this
a
is
trophy.
why men treat women the way that
He
they
said
do,
that shit
or
like a
have trouble
trophy.
with romantic relationships, because they be messed up and people act like, because they act like this is normal when it happens to men, and it's bad when it happens to women. I think it does negatively affect a man too when they go through those situations that you just don't see. You see it comes out differently, and that's why men are not successful, or they treat women a certain way, or they're so hypersexual, added to their hormones, whatever, until a certain age. But because if you have sex too early for a male or a woman, you're not ready, especially at 4 or 5. Like, that's crazy. That girl should have been, I mean, she was kind of young. She just said 17 or 18. That's still young, even though she was way older than him. But something should have been done about that, and that's not. And then the adults around were okay with this. Like, his uncle used to say, oh, I don't know what he said. I forgot, but it's just crazy. And I hate that people try to make this like this okay. It's not, because I see the negative effects of it.
You're right. You're right. But you can't eradicate the wild dogs, but you can domesticate them. And if you can't domesticate them, then you just have to be aware that they are the wild dogs. So now you say, you know what, my fence got to be this, so these stray dogs can't, you know what I mean, come in my circumference. The problem is, if you're attracted to these strays, and not you specifically, but women in general are having babies by these strays, and then having these kids, their judgment is saying, let's get this pizza and wings. That's their judgment over, like, oh, I got an issue with him bringing what I didn't ask for because I asked for pizza and wings. These are the women that's raising the children, right? So with that mentality, how do you think the children are going to be? They're not being raised by smart people. They're being raised by hypersexualized people that's making dumbass decisions, and this is the norm. And this is why it's scary, because they look just like us. You know what I mean? Like, this shit, it could be us. It could, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it so crazy out here. It's like, we see it, we see why it is, but we don't acknowledge who's really benefiting from this, because somebody's laughing about this situation. Somebody is.
I need to put my face
So you was peeking in. But yeah, somebody's benefiting this.
And this is like, I don't know, like, I just think that's, and I don't think men and women are equal, but that specifically being introduced to sex at such a young age by an older person, that's 4 and 5, like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's, there's no justification. And then the way they were talking about it, and even the women, they're laughing, they're like they're joking, it's funny. This is not funny. That's why the baby, like, he's not gonna be successful, or only a certain woman is gonna be able to deal. He already got a few baby mamas. How you know that didn't affect him emotionally to the point he can't connect with a woman in the right way? And I know someone that
can't heal him though.
That experienced a similar situation when they were a kid. Their babysitter did something to them, and I think because of that, the way he moved, or at least for a while, for a long point in his life, like that affected how he interact with women, or from a sexual standpoint, or relationship wise, because it messed him up. Like, and people might not recognize that, and they might not see it, but I feel like there's definitely some negative effects that comes from that.
I mean, yeah, 100%. Because as soon as you do recognize it, if you're smart enough to recognize it, you're not gonna want to deal with that person no more. You're not gonna want to deal with that. Let's call it is what it is. Like, you're not gonna want to deal with that person no more. That's not cute. Like, yo, you went through this. Like, that's so sad. But like, it's kind of like the Cassie situation. It's like you was doing some wild. You was in this wild situation. It's like, do you want to take these burdens on? Like, do you really love that person enough to do that? Because this person could leave you. This person could just switch up and leave you, and like that, the same trauma. Hold on. The same trauma that you accepted from her could be the same trauma that is the reason why, you know what I mean, you're going through whatever drama that you're going through. So it's like, is it really worth dealing with it?
It may not even be necessarily that they leave you. They may just look at a woman. They may have feelings towards women, or they might be not confused in terms of like, oh, they know they like women, but like confused, like, why am I so like this, or they might have a weird relationship when it comes to sex because they were introduced. It's like, it's not necessarily, oh, they could have kids with one person, but mentally it could still affect them in other ways, like just like it could affect a woman in other ways when they're, because at 4, and I'm not even talking about, okay, if you're a little older, like you're a teenager or 16, 17 or something like that, still whatever, but a toddler, 4 or 5, like, that's crazy.
Right.
Like, it's different for a woman, yeah, because you're being penetrated or whatever, but it's like, he said he was sucking on breasts and like, what do you even, because they were in the room with him, the older person, and he was just mimicking what he saw them doing. And you're a 17-year-old, 18-year-old girl, and you're letting, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't know. That whole situation is just cringy. Like, would you want your son to be at 4 and 5? Like, I feel like it's like, where is the parents at when this is like, that's.
You don't really believe in like demonic energy, but I do, and that's just demonic. If you're letting a kid do these things to you, you're morally, you're just not a moral person at all. And if you're not a moral person, then you're liable to do whatever. Like these teachers that get caught sleeping with the students and they're dumb young, it's like, that's even worse than that, because this kid is not even like of age to have sex. This kid was like,
but
literally
to remember.
Yeah, of course. That becomes trauma, and that's my next question. The question I wanted to ask, and then y'all can answer it, is at what point does trauma become baggage?
Whenever you start seeing the negative effects of that trauma, if you don't
Isn't
heal
that
from
anything?
it, it's gonna.
Is that awareness?
There's no specific
here
time
it
frame.
is. When it becomes trauma.
So
the trauma
exactly, I
is
agree with
the
that.
situation.
Exactly.
The trauma is the situation. So once
So he's
that
saying
happens,
once you know about the situation, it's over.
Yeah.
And this is what
Damage is
I'm
done.
saying.
The damage is already done.
At what
but
point
you have to heal from it. That be the problem.
You don't know that you got to heal from it, because a lot of times when you experience these traumas, you don't know how to deal with it. If you're a kid, because you can experience trauma when you're an adult and you can deal with it differently.
Right.
If you're a kid, you don't know, like these kids that get touched by family members and stuff like that. They don't know that it's wrong or something like that. Like there's a funny
Right.
story somebody was telling me, like their kid said that their grandmother touched them, because they said, let me know if anybody touches you. And they said oh yeah, grandma touched me. And it was like,
Probably
no, because they was giving them a bath. And it was like, no, she was just trying to watch you. I don't mean people like grandma. I mean like, other people, like somebody that's not. It is hard to like kind of illustrate that. 'Cause you said nobody needs to touch you, but grandma's got to give you a bath.
Yeah, you gotta explain that
So
to a kid.
Inappropriate,
Let them know,
like they shouldn't touch you here, and they shouldn't touch you a certain type of way or whatever. Because not saying that grandma would do it, but if grandma touched you this way, that's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? But grandma's not trying to hurt you. Grandma's just washing you. But she was a little upset, but she was like, no, that's right. I mean, nobody should be giving you a bath other than grandma. So, it's just
outside of the parents.
So hold on. So how do y'all feel about 18-year-old brother deciding to give his baby sister a bath?
If the family
and nobody else
is gonna start to answer,
he's in charge.
And start to answer it.
Let's say I'm gonna give you the scenario. He's in charge. He has his sisters there. His sister poops her pants or does something. She just start crying, and he gotta rectify the situation. So he goes in there and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna wash you because I know you're probably not gonna do a good job." And he washes her, and she's naked. Let's say she's 4, 3, 4, and he does that, and he doesn't tell mom.
I think you have to pay attention.
So you gotta answer? Go ahead. I'll shut up.
You could go through it.
Cause I got it really pretty cut and dry. One, you said 3 and 4. That's
3 and 4.
Very young.
Yeah.
You have to be able to trust that child to that capacity. So this is on the parents.
So hold
on. Let me finish the answer, because I'm gonna go with what you said before you add something onto it. If the parents don't know, because you did add that element, if the parents don't know, then it's like some sneaky shit. Like, of course, she messed herself. I'm gonna tell mom, hey mom, I had to clean such and such because she messed herself or whatever, messed up her clothes, put a new diaper on her or a new pull-up or whatever the case may be. It's okay if you know that you can trust this kid. This kid is, they've done this before. They didn't just do this at 18, but they've done this before, or they're old enough to understand these things, or you taking the time to, hey, this is how you change her diaper, or this is how you change his diaper. You know what I mean? When I was little, like, my mother actually showed me how she changes Erika's diaper. You know what I mean? So it was more like, and I was never by myself, with just her at that. I was only 6 years older than her, so I was only around her by myself maybe a few times or whatever. But I was very like, not mature, but I was very kind of semi-responsible. Like, I knew how to cook, I knew how to do certain things that a lot of kids at my age probably couldn't do.
Right.
So in that regard, it was different. It wasn't like a weird thing. It was just like, okay, cleaner or whatever, and that's it. And then I was proud to tell my mother that I did that. You know what I mean? I didn't feel weird about it, like, oh, I changed her diaper, or tell grandma, oh, I changed.
He was trustworthy.
Right. You know what I mean? And so
you're saying if he was sneaky, then he wasn't trustworthy.
Well, if you're not telling them, why are you not telling them? Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't say anything.
Right.
Like, it's a baby. Like, they should know.
Okay, so let's say the reason. Oh, okay, go ahead. My bad.
One, like, yeah, some kids are responsible when they're younger, but I think 6. If you're 6 and it's a newborn baby, that's too young to be changing diaper. Like, yeah, you can show them, but I don't think you should be, because even if you show them, they can make a mess, get doo-doo all over the place, and aside from whatever else, they probably not even think about no.
That's not what I
stuff.
said, but about the 18-year-old.
I know.
Yeah, 6. Go ahead.
I know, but I'm responding to you because you said you was like.
No, I was saying certain things that I knew at a certain age for my answer. But if you want to piggyback off of my answer,
yeah, I'm responding.
Say it in the right context. 6 years old learning these things and 6 years old applying these things is different, right? And also added the element that I was never alone with a child. When you were 3, I was 9. So by that time, if you needed a diaper change or something,
I was already potty trained at that.
Right.
But I'm saying, I'm not talking specifically you because you're not the only person that probably was learn. And I said teaching them is one thing, but actually letting them do it or showing them how and letting them do it. I said that, but you interrupted me and I let you speak. Please let me finish. So, yeah, I don't think like, yeah, you should teach them stuff, even cooking. That can be dangerous. Like, you should teach them stuff, but you need to be monitoring them because some parents do that, and then that's how the house get caught on fire or whatever because you're not watching them or whatever, and you taught them how to use, or you thought you taught them how to use the stove, but they still a kid. They only going to learn to a certain capacity. You could be as smart as you want, but 6 is still 6 at the end of the day. But about like an 18-year-old watching the kid or whatever, if that's their sibling, I think you just need to pay attention to your kids and pay attention to signs. People be oblivious of stuff. Like, even another example, a kid got unalived by their cousin. They were sleeping in the room with them, and their cousin, they were at their grandmother's house, and the cousin unalived the younger cousin, and then they put him back in the bed, like, and went to sleep.
Wait, what?
And then,
how did they unalive them?
They smothered them, but I'm just using an example. There had to be signs to show that they could have been capable of something like that, and oftentimes parents are in denial. The teacher might notice some weird things going on or something. They'll be like, no, there's nothing wrong with my kid. They'll take them out to school or something like that or whatever. So you have to pay attention. You have to be aware of what to look for in terms of something like that. Like, if your child is touched so many times too, kids, stuff happened at school with kids. A kid got graped on the bus repeatedly, and I'm like, how did the parents don't know? Under a certain age, you should still be washing your kid. They walk around with, they had to be bleeding or something like that. How did this go on multiple times without the only reason why they found out was because the bus driver, one day, because it was happening on the bus, but one day the bus driver noticed or whatever, and then they checked the camera and they seen it had been going on for a while. But I don't understand how the parent, because this kid was a young kid, I would have still been watching. They probably was like, maybe like 6 or, I don't know. They were under 10, which I feel like you should still be like, if they are washing themselves, then you should be going over them and make sure they're washing themselves properly and stuff. You should pay attention how they're moving. If they're going through something like that, they're going to be limping. There's going to be signs, the way they move and stuff. They might be scared for people to touch them, and you ain't noticed that, and this long time that's going on. So you got to pay attention to that with your kids and other people. So if you don't notice any of those signs, then I would say, and he don't seem like he's sneaky, then you probably could trust him to do something like that, because you never know. Anybody could do, like you said, it could be a family member that do stuff, and then sometimes this stuff is covered up or whatever, or it's condoned, or they're like, don't say nothing, it was a mistake, or the family is ashamed, so they don't want to say. So it's like, I don't know. You just gotta pay attention. I don't think there's nothing wrong with if you're watching your younger sibling and you're of age or whatever, and you're changing them. They had a boo boo or whatever, but you need to make sure that there's nothing wrong with that older child, and that he ain't on no, father unalive his child after it was a baby. They wasn't even 1 year old. They sodomized her, and then there was trauma to the head, so I guess he hit her with something or something after and unalived the baby. They found out because when the baby got to the hospital, there was blood all in the diaper. Their insides were like ruined because it was they weren't even one,
So
and that's your own child. Like it's crazy. You gotta pay it. You gotta know what to look for predators and signs that somebody's like that.
Yeah, we should, and the problem is the people that this is happening to, their decisions is probably in agreement with the woman that wanted to get the pizza in the wings. That's the problem. Like, they have that mentality. Like, no, she's right. She should have just got the pizza in the wings. Like no, like this shit is actually gonna help you survive, and they don't have that survival skills. Because if you have survival skills, you're gonna say, okay, this is more beneficial than what I was asking for. But they don't have that.
That's why I say you should be grateful.
Right, but there's a lot more people that's not grateful.
Right? He could be like, and then I want to know how many kids did she have? Where some of the kids
especially
not
if
his.
She thinks she a
that's
bad,
even
bad
more
bitch.
admirable. Those ain't even all your kids, if that's the case. And you, that's enough for her to eat and feed her other kids. And some dudes like, I'm only buying, which is perfectly fine because that's your only child. You're only responsible for that child. But I commend a guy if your baby mom has other kids and you take it upon yourself to buy groceries for the whole house because she asked you to buy one meal. Like, and I just think you're ungrateful.
I commend the guy. I commend the guy if he's buying for more than just his child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? If he gets pizza and wings and
he didn't have to get him that, he could have just got something.
And his child didn't exactly, and the child didn't, you know what I mean? Then that's solid. But you know, this is the real world. They don't care.
We live in a wicked world. So
they don't care. They don't care about us. And if you crash out, you going to jail, bro. It's nobody understand.
You gotta choose better. Choose a woman that's gonna be appreciative.
I just feel like everybody has trauma, and once you have children with these women with trauma, because you probably have your own trauma, you probably have your own baggage or whatever, but once you're in these situations, I just feel like the best thing to do is really don't let her regulate your emotions. Be in control of how you feel. Just because she tries to crash out on you doesn't mean that you're mentally present for what she's saying. Because that's how you gotta be. Like, you gotta be like not in like, because they're gonna say things and you're gonna be like, yo, this has no sense. This isn't beneficial to you or me, and it's plain dumb. But you gotta listen to it once you're in a certain situation where you have a child with this person and they dictate what this child is going to be learning and seeing for most of the time.
Yeah, I got another example why men are important.
Oh, I gotta add something to that too.
A 30-year-old missing woman confirmed, deleted by Uber driver.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna play the clip that they got here because I don't really know too much about this story.
Right. But that sounds crazy though.
The dead end road where she was found on it.
Let me play it from the top.
Please hold. We're about to play this clip of a 30-year-old woman that was unalived by her Uber driver. She was missing and she was found unalived. And that guy looked crazy in that picture. His eyes.
That's why I be looking at the Uber. I be like, yo, are you sure you want to get in the car with this nigga? Like,
oh my God.
Shanti Dixon was found dead. Just next to the dead-end road where she was found on is where Dixon lived.
That was her screaming like that? Oh my God.
Francisco Valdez for allegedly killing Dixon. Police
She was
say he
saying,
was
help
the
me,
rideshare
like.
driver and picked her up around 3:30 in the morning to take her home.
Yeah, it was
But
ring
she never
camera.
made it. While the chief wouldn't say what rideshare app Valdez was working for, according to court documents, he was working for Uber the night he allegedly killed Dixon. In a statement from Uber, they say Valadez has since been banned from driving for the company and that they will assist IMPD with their
They
investigation.
can't do nothing. What are they gonna do?
You have a right to exist in this community safely, and you have a right to use these ride shares safely. Trust yourself.
And while police say rideshare apps are typically safe to use, they recommend doing things like making sure the driver in the car matches what it says on the app, share your ride with people you know, and if something doesn't feel right, ask the driver to pull over and get out.
I'm pretty sure she asked the driver to pull over and get out. Oh my God, that's horrible, bro. That's horrible, bro.
So
That's pretty cut and dry horrible. Like, that's just horrible.
what are
Thank you.
what are some things? Thank you. What are some things that you think could prevent something from this like happening?
Well,
Besides obviously having a man that could pick you up and bring you wherever you need to go, or
rolling with protection, bear, mace, pepper spray, tasers, a gun. Yeah, you got to be licensed for a gun. It's harder to get a gun though. And,
I'm saying, yeah, legally.
and even in certain places like in Massachusetts, I heard you can't even have a taser. I was trying to get.
It's illegal up here too, but you can buy it.
Yeah, you can buy it, but they can't even buy it. Like, they can't even go on Amazon and get it ordered there because it's illegal over there. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't send it from the app straight to her. I had to get it myself because they couldn't get it. Like, I was like, yo, this is so how you supposed to protect yourself.
And then that's dumb up
real.
here because you ain't supposed to have it, but they still allow you
Exactly.
to buy
Like,
it. So
yo,
it's like a setup.
I'd rather be set up.
Even with a gun, you can get a gun for your home without a permit. And if you have a business, you can have it in your business as long as you follow the guide. Depending on what the business is, you can have it to protect your business. But if you walking down the street or if you're riding around in your car with it and you don't have if you don't and you're not licensed or you don't have a permit, then that's when it becomes a problem.
My thing is,
But it's like you shouldn't make it legal at all. If you say we have the right to bear arms without any, to protect our business or protect our home,
right.
then how you saying, what if somebody tried to take my car when I'm in there, try to rob me and steal my car? I can't protect myself in that case?
you can't snipe them from the window and shoot them in the ankle. You know what I mean? While they trying to take your car. I mean,
That's just,
it would be nice.
Right,
It'd be nice to be able to just do that. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, the laws of the land protect even
the
criminals. Yeah.
And there was another situation. Well, nothing happened, but the girl was scared because the guy she was in an Uber, and the guy turned the GPS off, and she started recording because she was like, she noticed she was getting further away from her home, or it's taking too long to get home.
Yeah.
And she was like, can you put the GPS on? Because he was like, I know a shortcut or whatever.
Nigga,
And then she was like, no, like, she was being nice at her, trying to be nice because she recognized that's a man. But she said before she started recording, she asked him multiple times nicely, like, can you please, like, I don't feel comfortable, can you turn on the GPS? Once she realized it was taking too long,
he wasn't doing
she
it.
was like, cause then she started recording, and then the guy was talking junk, and then they got into it. They kind of had a back and forth, and people were like, "Oh, you're wrong for that. You was being rude." But she was like, before that happened,
He should have just kicked her out the car. Yo, get out the car then. Get another Uber.
I'm not sure. He might have, but then it was like, now you're in the middle of, you're farther away from your home because it's supposed to take 30 minutes and it's been an hour and you're still in the car. I'm not getting out in the middle of nowhere. That could be just as dangerous as being in the car with me. Bring me home. I feel like, I don't remember. I gotta find the video, but I think he did tell her to get out because he got mad because she was like, no, bring me to where you're supposed to bring me.
So hold on. I gotta say something specifically to
It's
that
right there
point.
on the light. It's on the light. On the light. Go ahead.
Once you
Erika, it's on the light.
once you establish that this dude is not doing what you're saying to do,
It's plugged in already.
you just gotta plug it in the
Plug
phone.
it in the phone.
But once you establish this dude is already crazy enough to not listen to what you're saying and you already feel off, the best thing you could do is run and hide. You can't run and hide to somebody. and you can't run and hide in somebody's car. So the best thing you could do is get low. Yeah, you might be in the middle of nowhere, but I'd rather be in the middle of nowhere than be in the car with somebody who turned off the GPS and told you he's not gonna take you, or you know that he's not taking you where you supposed to, like, because women are getting kidnapped out here.
And she wasn't familiar with the area because she was coming from work.
Right.
So wherever she was at, that wasn't in the town where she lived. So
Right.
that's why she was scared both ways. Like, but she like that's why she started recording. So at least like, if you do try, I think she went live.
Yeah.
So if you do
That's
try
smart.
to do something, you know, I'm still in the car and
Right.
you know it's hard. You're driving, so you can't really turn around and try to do something while you're driving. We're gonna crash.
Right.
So like, yeah, you should try to get away, but then it's like if you go outside,
What are you gonna do? Jump out the car
that could
door
be,
and
yeah.
roll?
Or that
No,
could
I'm
tuck
just
and
saying,
roll.
if he tells her to get out, then just get out. Or
But
just
yeah.
let me out.
When
But
I
if
get
you
out,
stay
run,
in that car,
run,
yeah.
run for dear life.
And run for safety, and then you know you could be on the
and
main
then
road.
run to
hopefully,
another
you know what
car
I'm saying?
and you don't know that person. They could
No,
be crazy.
but you could run into a business. You
Run,
could run
yeah,
into a gas
run.
station.
There you go.
You could run into
Run to the
you know what I mean?
to the nearest
They
town.
was on a road where it's
Go
like,
run to the
and
nearest
it's nighttime.
run to the nearest populated town that you can get. If you
You
gotta
can
go
still-
a couple miles,
You can still
you might
hide.
have to go a couple miles.
As long as you have service, you should be. You have a better shot
yeah,
at
what
survival.
could get you. It was on like a road. It wasn't.
Your chances are better if you escape.
Real talk. Real
I mean,
talk. Like,
there's so
I
many
don't know
different
whatever
things that
happened.
can
I think he
happen,
did end
but
up
you stick
bringing it
around, you gonna fuck around and find out.
mhm.
I think he did. I gotta find that video. I don't remember how it ended because they always stop before. But I just think that was crazy. And sometimes I do be. Well, I don't know. I was never really scared, but I do be like you said. You better make sure that that's the right person.
Mhm.
Match the license plate.
Mhm.
But one time, somebody stole a Uber. Like they stole the person's car,
Mhm.
and then they were driving around picking people up, killing people, unaliving
That's-
people.
See, that's scary out here.
Like just riding in a car with someone in there, but they're unaliving other people as they like.
So let me segue and ask y'all a question that has something to do with this topic, right? I was watching a TikTok, and basically there was a man speaking, and he was like, the reason why the marriage rate is the way it is because we've gotten, like us specifically, our people specifically, have gotten away from how they used to court back in the day. Like the father was, or either the father or the man of the house, right, was in charge of selection for their daughters or their sisters, or you see what I'm saying? The man of the house. What do y'all feel would happen if that came back? And this only applies for families that were together. If the man, the leader of the family, chose spouses for their children, do you think the marriage rate would be the same, worse, or better? Hopefully not.
That depends on the man because all men, just like some women, are not good judge of character, or not. They might like a dude because he could be, for example, he could be from the streets, and he might like feel like, oh, this is he the homie. He like one of my young boys that I watched grow up or whatever. He ain't worth 2 cents, but you the father get along with him, so they might feel like, oh, he's good for you.
So I think
or whatever.
men are
Or
better
they
judges
could be.
of
Yeah,
men,
overall,
and
but
women
they're-
are better judges of women.
So you say you would want your wife to pick the spouse for her daughter, or you would pick the spouse for her daughter?
No, I'm saying men are
Men.
better judges of men,
Mm-hmm.
and women are better judges of women. Like
Okay.
we're conditioned to know our gender because we live in our truth.
Right.
We live with who we are. So most of the time we surround ourselves with people that are somewhat like-minded, give or take. Everybody's gonna think exactly alike, what I mean? No two people, but you could be on an accord with certain things. You might be vegan, but we might still have the same political views. Like, men operate differently, and even if you can be a simp or whatever, you're still a man. You still have some common interests and some common understandings about certain things. It's just our biological nature, so we understand those things. Men don't really understand that we have that experience until we get to a certain age. I'm like, oh shit, I do that too. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of guys do have the same habits and don't even realize it because we're diluted by what we see on television. Right. But we're men. You know what I mean? So we operate a certain way. Here's the problem. We don't want a man like us for the women of our life. Like other than our wife or something like that.
I don't believe that no more.
Well,
I used to think that.
I think most men for their daughters, they would prefer somebody that's a good, he's a go-getter. He's respectful. He has integrity. He dresses with a certain decorum. He doesn't look a certain way. Certain behaviors that might not be similar to our behaviors. Like, I would dress a certain way, and I probably wouldn't prefer my daughter to be with a guy that dresses the way that I dress. It may be a reason why I dress the way that I dress. You know what I mean? I talk a certain way. I wouldn't prefer that my daughter mess with a guy that speaks the way that I speak, unless he's speaking to a crowd intelligently or something like that. Then we could change it up. But the way that you know me when I'm relaxed, you know what I mean? I would prefer that certain things be cut back. Now, the person that I become, if I see a young man that's replicant of those qualities, then yeah. But I don't want a young man that's like, he seems like he's out here chasing women. He doesn't say sir when he's addressing me, and he knows that I'm the father of the girl that he's trying to fuck. I think he should have some level of respect that I probably may or may not have had when I was younger. Like, I wouldn't even want to meet the parents. I'd be waiting in the car, like, for the girl to come outside. Like, I wouldn't want a young man that would behave like that to be with my daughter.
I agree, but what you're saying is the past you. The you now, it's like, even if we don't like the things about us from the past, if you're comfortable or not even just comfortable, but if you're appreciative of how far you got, then you would want somebody that reminds you of how you love your daughter, because you love your daughter more than anybody loves your daughter. So if they can't at least replicate that love, then they're not worthy of her. That's how I look at it. It's like, if I'm in a situation, right, and I'm older, Bree's older, my daughter's older, and she's dating somebody, if that person was me, like when I was young, then now I'm like on alert, because I'm like, I know how I was when I was young. I know my mentality, and I didn't care about them. It was what I could gain out that situation. So obviously I'd be on high alert. But if I really chopped it up with him and he start talking about spirituality, Christ is king, if he start talking about certain things that I wasn't even talking about at that age, I'm going to resonate with him versus the nigga that has the great job. And because I'm going to look at that person as, okay, you'll do what it takes to get the bag, and I know what comes with the bag. You see what I'm saying? Certain people get the bag, and then the bitches come and they don't know how to handle that, because, you know what I mean, they just know the bag gets the bitches, and you see what I'm saying? And then you end up getting your daughter's feelings hurt because she finds out she was just another number instead of anything special. You see what I'm saying? So with me, like, when I say like me, I mean like me right now, where I could understand or appreciate a woman's vital importance in my life. I didn't know how to do that when I was young. I know how to do that now. So I would want somebody that is conscious of that, just like me, to marry my daughter. Cause
like basically, you don't want a boy with your daughter, you want a man with your daughter.
Real talk.
You
And
know
a
what I mean?
caring
That's what I'm
man,
saying. Like a lot of times,
man,
at
spiritual
18,
man. You know what I'm saying?
19, 20, 25, whatever, you probably not getting that.
But we also have to consider
I mean,
that,
it's gonna be rare.
like,
You know?
a person can
That's why I think
say
men
whatever
should be in
and
control
say
of
that they're this way and I believe in God and all this stuff.
That's
whatever,
why.
and
That's
be
why the
lying.
man is judging through the bullshit.
But I think men's discernment is better than y'all's. So
No, but
because
you're
we're
saying
better
that,
judges
so if
hold
he
on,
tells you
men.
that, how would you know
Women are
that
better
he
judges of
actually
women.
believes that? Because you just mentioned something that he said, like, oh, I'm
You
into
know-
Christ.
hold on. You know
a lot
why?
of people say that.
you
Men
know
and
why?
women, and don't follow it.
Because she recognizes me in the man that she's dealing with. This is what I'm saying to
I'm
Smiley.
talking about the
Hold on,
vibe.
let me finish.
You depict
Hold
him.
on, E, let me
But
finish.
that's not
Let
what
me
I'm asking
finish.
you, though.
Hold
You're
on,
not
let me
listening
finish
to-
that thought though, and then we could talk about what you were asking me specific. But what I was saying with Smiley is, damn, see, I forgot the fuck I was saying. Sometimes it's important for your daughter to have a reference. And if your daughter doesn't have a reference, then all of that shit could sound like mumbo jumbo to her. But if she has a reference, and her reference is a good reference, like her father, right? And, like, I see how daddy loves me because he does this, and this. So I need this, and this. And you have to hold yourself to that standard, because if you don't hold yourself to that standard and you're saying, oh, I'm going to try this out and try this out, you're going to get your feelings hurt.
But isn't it a better example being with the mother? Showing how you...
No, because a lot of women pick out of lust. A lot of women pick out of
like,
how they feel.
This is how I am.
And
with
how
mom.
you feel
You see
isn't...
how we are together. You see how we love each other. You see how she asked me to do something
Right.
and I don't get upset. Or you see how when she needs something done, we never yell, we never fight in front of you guys.
But
You see love.
isn't that proof of love from the person that's leading, the person that's the better leader?
You definitely see that.
You see what I'm saying?
This is how men should be.
So if men
Like
if men should be like that, isn't it imperative for the men to have a say on who his daughter decides to marry?
I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that because women don't necessarily accept the father's idea of who that person is, but I'm saying that they should, because men have a better judgment of men.
Of people.
I wouldn't
Of
even say
people.
because
I think
because
Smiley,
we should understand
Smiley, let me
women
ask you,
more than we
let me
do,
ask you
but
a
the
question.
numbers don't show that.
Let me ask you a question. Forget the numbers. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met some of E friends and be like, yo, I know I could crack this if I tried? Let's say that. So if the answer is yes, hold on. So if the answer is yes, your discernment is different from her discernment, because she may not think that, or she may not even have. That might not even have. Hold on. That might not even have come up in her head, because at the end of the day, she's not even thinking, oh, who could. You see what I'm saying?
Can I respond?
Hold on. Let me finish saying what I gotta say, and you can respond. The reason why I brought that reference up is sometimes your judgment, or I'm gonna say most times your judgment in the character is going to be better than her judgment, because her judgment is going to be more emotional than your judgment. So if that's the case, doesn't it make sense that the man should have, if he has the say as a leader, doesn't it make sense that he should have the main say on the son and the daughter's spouses?
All right, let me respond
Let me
first.
just say one thing real quick. I think people could have good judgment, like they could know that this is gonna go down the wrong path, this ain't gonna go nowhere, this gonna be whatever, but the flesh is weak or whatever, so you could still act on something knowing that, whatever, thinking that, oh, I can handle it. If it don't, I know it's not going nowhere, but whatever. Like, but you can agree on that. You both could look at a person and be like, this ain't going nowhere. This is a waste of time. You know, you just gonna get cracked and it ain't gonna become nothing or whatever. But the other person might want that too at the time or whatever. So just because you're aware of a situation, that doesn't mean you are guaranteed to make the right decision based off of that. So we could have the same judgment. We could both know, like, oh, this could happen, or this person could do this, or this person could do that. But that don't mean we're gonna do the best option just because we know that.
Here's my response to what you said, and then I'll also answer that question. So my response is most women, and I don't even want to just put this on my sister because I got female friends as well.
Right.
They dismiss the guy depending on how they know the guy. Like if you know the guy to this capacity and not to a relationship capacity, you never understand. Our interaction with the opposite gender is going to be different. Like my operation, I'm the hunter, right?
Right.
Women's the way that they operate is being hunted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have to think about certain things a certain way and pay attention to certain things and listen, because a lot of guys don't, having an edge in certain areas. So I've been blessed to have a good amount of preference growing up and experience to understand certain women, especially in certain areas. Like if it's common, like if we live in an urban environment, and I grew up in that urban environment, and everybody within a 30-mile radius has been tried, then it's like, well, I already know how they coming. So and they most of them do the same thing. Most of them have similar mannerisms, and you learn, especially in certain age groups, when they're showing certain behaviors, you already know that. But men adapt these skills that women really overlook, because women sees like it's women that you grew up with, and they're probably were a little bit older than you, and they look at you, oh, he don't know shit, like he just that little nigga, like da da da. But now you grown, and you've been out here effing, you know what I mean? So they think that they think you still that little kid, but you not, and you could show them something, then they try you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it has happened. It's happened with, oh, I didn't know you had all that D. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like it happens. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that I always understood, like women will dismiss you even when you're in a relationship with a woman. Like she just thinks, oh, don't nobody want you. Like I got you. Like what do you know what I mean? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like they start to be like, nah, you not that guy, because they don't see you when you hunting. When you hunting, you different. You talking different. You moving different. You're your representative, because you gotta figure this girl out. You gotta unlock the code.
I think complacency is boring, and they get boring, and a lot of them aren't really there for the long term. They're there for the drama and the entertainment. And then once that shit, doesn't get validated by the man that they're with. I'm talking specifically about our women. Like once, and not all of them.
But hold on. I still gotta answer your question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that was just in response to, like, you know what I mean, like women not believing that a dude could snatch up one of their friends or something like that. Like
right.
they just feel that way anyway. But to answer your question about men being responsible for both children, the son and the daughter, of who they're going to marry or something like that. Mm-hmm. No, I don't agree, because what I led with is women are better judges of women specifically. Yeah. And men are better judges of men. Women lie to each other all the time. They know what's what. But they be lying to each other, like gassing each other up. Like, your girl shouldn't be wearing that, but you gonna tell, oh girl, you look good. Like, you know what I mean? Like they on that. So like dudes are more upfront. You know what I mean? We don't, help each other put on their underwear like women do, but we are, very observant to the guys, and pretty straight direct with guys, you know what I mean? And that's how we move a little bit differently. But women definitely understand things about women that men don't understand. Like we grasp it over time,
but every woman is different. When we're dealing with women, we think we know everything about every single woman because we're dealing with this group. We have to have the conversations with several different groups
Isn't
of
there a
women
statistic?
other than just being in a relationship with one
statistic
specific group.
that men
Wait, let me
raise
respond to
their
this.
children more successful than single
Okay,
men
so
versus
hold on,
single women?
hold on, Erika. Let me
But I
address.
never
Let me address
answered
it.
the other question. You keep asking more.
I'm just gonna address that real quick
Okay.
because that's a whole nother argument. That's a whole nother argument. But I will say
Not arguing
that.
with it. I'm just
Well, no.
saying
But see, to correlate with what we're saying, we're talking about because the relationship is yeah.
What?
He moved the goalpost.
Yeah, he did, but no, it's cool though, because again, we're talking about hold on,
Judgment of
hold on,
character.
we're talking about the dynamic of who's gonna be responsible. Now, the reason I said what I said is because we're not talking about a segregated family. We're talking about a unity. We're talking about a nuclear family. The father and the mother are there. It's not co-parenting situation. This is both people there. Both of them need to have a part to play in this decision. Now, the father, mom should go with what the father's judgment is of this young man because he's a man, right? But dad should be like, okay, if his son wants to be with this girl and mom's like, and dad's like, man, she looks a little sleazy. And mom's like, well, I was like that. Like, she doesn't even seem like the type of girl that would talk to him, but she really likes him. Like, she writes his papers. Like, I've been paying attention to her. Like, she comes in the kitchen and cooks with me and stuff like that. Like, their interaction may be different. So you got to be able to see it in a way where it's not just like I'm the czar and everything I say goes. Like, sometimes you have to, you're with the other person. You have to think about, okay, what do you think about that girl? You know what I mean? And hear what she got to say. But with that boy, I don't want to hear what she got to say. Like, with that boy, that's my decision because I know about men. But with that girl, because she might be like, no, she not like that. She just wants to be seen or something like that. Well, you need to talk to her because she don't need to be like, how you gonna come in somebody's house like that? No, I'll talk to her. These are how the girls dress now. Like, she really likes him. Like, whatever.
Sounds good.
I have an example for that of like a guy a father accepting the person as the girl, but really, okay, I told y'all binge watching Degrassi recently, so there was an episode where there's a Spanish student and her father, Spanish people, both her parents were there. The father was really strict and, he was like traditional. He wanted you to be covered up. And then he was like, being an actress is not, because that's what was her dream. He was like, you need to go to university. That's not no career. That's only for fast women and stuff. Like, he don't want you sleeping around. Obviously, if you're a woman, you shouldn't want your daughter sleeping around. But like, he was really, so she tried to act like that she had a man so that he could like loosen up and that she was engaged, like they pretended. But the reason why she did it was she wanted him to not like him. She picked a bad boy, a guy with a reputation of bad boy. He got kicked out of school. He worked that. Now it wasn't real in the beginning, but it was like he was doing something with his life. He was working. He was a mechanic. He had an opportunity to own the shop, and the guy was teaching him how to run the business. So he wasn't just not doing nothing, even though he got kicked out of school.
But this was her idea, and it went bad.
Yeah, no.
I know it went bad because it was her idea. That's my point.
But listen, it's not the woman. She brought him home to her father to try to make him mad. But he ended up liking the dude because he had similar beliefs. Because he was a street dude, he was like, you need to shut up. That's how the father was. You don't speak when men are speaking type. Even though he was white and the guy was Spanish. But she was like, oh yeah, he got kicked out of school and da-da-da. He was like, so what are you doing with yourself? He was like, well, because he was still doing something with his life. She tried to make him seem even worse than what he was. And he was like, oh, I'm working as a mechanic, but he taught me how to do this. I have a plan to do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah.
He told the truth.
Or whatever. And he was like, oh, well, I'm not happy that you didn't finish school or whatever, but at least you have a plan and you're trying to do something with your life. And then he was like, what do you think about, she was like, what do you think about acting? Because she wanted to be an actress. He's like, he was like, I don't think that's a real career. That's what the father said. He was like, I agree. So they were agreeing on stuff, and she got mad, and she was like, like, because she wanted them not to like him, but it was like, okay, so then now she's going to audition. They lied and said they were engaged. Did you go to an audition? Because he let her go to acting. He said, I'll pay for you to go to acting school. You should, because she changed her mind because she found out she made. Not the whole thing up, but like she was acting different or whatever. And she was like, see, that was acting. He was like, all right, you gotta take some courses too, but you're gonna go there. So then she told him to record the demo, the fake fiance or whatever. But then they started making out or whatever. And then he had a video of that too. Nothing happened. They were just like laying on the couch kissing and stuff or whatever. So he had 2 videos. Now she's going to audition. He got mad because he was really getting serious. He bought her a fake engagement ring, and he kept talking about the future. And she was like, get out, because that's not what she wanted. She was like, I had my father control me. You're not about to control me now, too. And she kicked him out the car on the way to the audition. He gave her the wrong tape of them making out to give to her as her demo because he's fucked up. He has a pattern of doing, like, messed up stuff to people or whatever because he had an issue. He had a rough life. His parents wasn't around, whatever. But he went back to go bring it to her after he thought about it and like caught it before they watched it before they got to demonstrate it, so she didn't show it to him. And he came there and saved it, and she ended up getting it. But that's fake. The nigga would have gave her the tape and would have ruined. That's basically what they're trying to do, sabotage her whole opportunity because you and your father liked this guy, right? Because he was like, a woman supposed to stay in her place and she's supposed to shut up and do all that. They actually got along and it backfired, but then the nigga did you dirty. And in reality, I don't think he would have chased her down and gave her the DVD and did all that to try to get her to redo the audition because she had to do it live since she didn't have.
But then that goes back to my point. Like, I wouldn't want a guy that I would think is the worst part to me, I should say, right? But and if I can acknowledge that bad boy thing or whatever, I don't want my daughter to be with that. I would want my daughter to be with the chess team leader or something.
I think that actually goes to my point. At the end of the day, she made a bad decision in judgment and character. She thought, hold on. She thought that the dude, she wasn't gonna fall in love with the dude or have feelings for the dude, and then she ended up having feelings for the dude, and then she ends up, the father ends up liking her. Like, all of this is because she was trying to be petty. And like, I wish it didn't work out and they didn't get together at the end. That's the movie part, like you were saying, because at the end of the day, like what it really happened is, aha, bitch, I sabotaged your shit. This is what you get for playing me and stringing me along and saying that like you wasn't feeling what I was feeling too. Because at the end of the day, nigga, if this was his idea, he probably wouldn't have thought of that shit. It was her idea, bro. Sometimes you gotta let the man, you might not like what the man is saying, but he really wants what's best for you. And that's an example of him seeing the dude. He's seen the real out of this dude. Like, even though the nigga was lying about the situation and most of the shit, he seen the real out of this young man because he was like, yes, this is how I think too. Like, he could have been, oh no, sir, I would never talk to your daughter like that. He could have been like that and been like, nah, I don't fuck with this nigga. Hell no.
But that's the dude, though.
No, that's the judgment of the girl who she brought to
the father's a douchebag, though. If he think a respectful young man is bad.
No, he thinks a young man that's going to stand up for himself is going to be qualified to be the leader of their
He
relationship.
was respectful
Telling her to
and
say
all
shut
that,
up.
but
That's what I'm
he
saying.
he was respectful
She
to
need to know when
them,
to
like
shut
when he
up.
came, but he was they have beliefs
She
of
should,
like
though.
the man is the man and you do as I say type.
You think you
That's
could just talk
'cause,
whenever you
they
feel
were-
like it? That's the problem.
That's what they really agreed on. Like
That's the
he
problem.
he was a leader and he
You
saw
should be able
that.
to say that. I know sometimes you just want, like, no disrespect, but I know sometimes your significant other would say some shit that you just like, yo, shut the fuck up. You should be able to say that, and it
Well,
should, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be
I'll
no
be
back and
honest.
forth.
I'll be honest. I've gotten to a point of internal growth where it depends on what it is. I have a very high tolerance for certain stuff. So like, if she says something to me, if we're having a conversation and the conversation is going to a whole other place, then I'd be like, that's the end of it. Like, I don't gotta tell her to shut up or nothing. But I just be like, yo, like that's like nah, I'm good. Like don't say nothing else.
I gotta verbally say it, cause then it'll
Nah,
be like,
because-
oh well, I didn't know what you wanted me to do.
I don't need to do all that. Like
Nah,
me just saying, yo, like that's enough. Is enough. And I think the problem is that we've gotten to a point where we have to be uberly aggressive because of the conditioning behind, back to that word, trauma from other relationships.
I think
From
what
men
you're
too.
confusing trauma with is tradition in other cultures.
It's not tradition.
Hold on.
to have to
Hold
do
on.
that.
In other cultures. So other cultures, like you'll see the dynamic of marriage in Saudi Arabia, or you'll see the dynamic of marriage on any, like, you know, Muslim country or place, right? And you'll see the divorce rate is clearly different. You see what I'm saying? The values is clearly different. And, you know what I mean? The rate of living is, because there's still more females than males. So it's not like these females aren't there, but a lot of these women are getting married. A lot of these women, and I know in Western civilization, we're like, oh, well, they don't have this opportunity to do this and this. That's all they know out there. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like there's a reason, there's a correlation on why that can't be a possibility in America, because they want you to do it in this way. And I feel like that way never work for them. So how is it supposed to work for us? Like, that shit.
What was the question again?
The question.
You just asked a question. You said, do you think about... What was we talking about?
We was talking about
You were talking about a comparison of different
a father's
ethnicity.
judgment versus a mother's judgment
on
on the dating situation with their children.
Yeah.
And who has
Better judgment.
the father or the mother.
Right.
In that capacity.
Yeah, but then you
And I said moms or women would have a better judgment of women.
And I say fathers.
And I say
period.
men would have a better judgment of
I
men.
say fathers.
All
period.
fathers are not good.
And
all
the reason
fathers
why
don't
I
have
say
good
Oh,
fathers,
you were
period.
talking about that. I remember now. You were like saying you should be able to tell them to shut the fuck up. And you were saying you don't have to go to that extent. And you said it comes from trauma of why you feel like you need to go that far, or you shouldn't have to do all that. You should be able to be like, all right, that's enough. And I had an example. That's what I was about to say. I was on Clubhouse one day, and we wouldn't talk about nothing. It wasn't no argument. We were just having a conversation. They was like, have you seen that what's that new Marvel movie that came out?
Fantastic Four?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't see that. I was like, I do want to watch it. I like all the Marvel movies. And then I started talking about all of them. And then I got into conspiracy theory, because you know how I am. I was like, I think they be making these movies because there's some truth to it. They trying to tell us something or whatever. So I started going down there, and then the guy was like, I ain't say nothing about aliens, but he was like, yeah, aliens and all that. I don't know. I feel
nullifier in case Galactus come to Earth.
I feel like it's just a movie and that's it. And then I said something else or whatever, and then he was like, all right, that's it. I ain't talk about. I'm done with this conversation. And I ain't say nothing else. And that ain't my man. I don't even know him. But
yeah, that's different.
No, but I'm saying, like, sometimes it is. We basically both said our opinion, so there really was no need to continue the conversation. And a lot of women, whether it's a stranger or the man that you're with, it's not. You can't just say, all right, that's enough, and just let it go.
Exactly.
If you both got out your point, there's no need to keep going around in the circle. And they'll get mad, like, who you talking to? What you mean? I say, you don't tell me when to stop talking and shut up. But I didn't do that. I just was quiet. And
I'll clarify that. Any woman that doesn't
but wait, one more
respond
thing.
to that's it,
One more thing.
and it has to escalate, deserves to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, one more thing. And I have been told to shut up before by someone that I was involved with, and I didn't say shut the fuck up, but they were like shut up. And I do be talking too much sometimes. And we wasn't even arguing about it. It was just like I was just going on and on about something that
you like them and you trust them. Leave the shit be. That's what I'm talking about.
But normally,
because when you was wrong, hold on. When you was wrong and he didn't check you, then it was on you, right? So then when you was wrong, he had to correct you because you had to use his judgment over your judgment. You didn't think it was nothing that you should have shut the fuck up over. Otherwise, you would have shut the fuck up. But because he said it and you followed him, that's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes how you feel isn't going to trump what a man is supposed to do, like, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I didn't like that he said shut up.
Yeah, but you was with it.
Talking too much. I was, and it's something that it wasn't nothing about him. I was just venting to him basically, and it was something that I talked about before, and he listened to me before we had conversations. He gave me advice. We already talked about it ad nauseum. So he was like, all right, enough is enough. Like so he just said, but he just said shut up. Like, you want to keep, like, just let it go.
And it's necessary, though.
And then I just was quiet. So have done that before, but that's not a normal occurrence. Like, I feel like I said, even with someone I don't know, we already had the conversation. We both said our points. He was like, all right, that's it.
It's normal to follow the lead of your man, and that's my only point. It's not normal for you to have the last say in the relationship. If he is in control of the relationship, he should have the last say. Now y'all could talk together, y'all could, you know what I mean, and he could trust your opinion, but the last say is gonna be him because he is the provider and protector. You can't provide and protect if you don't have the last say or enough information. And I feel like a woman is going to give you information to maintain, and that's cool. But a nigga is going to give you, or a man is going to give you the information to survive. And that's the most important. Because if you're not alive, you can't maintain. So, you know what I'm saying?
Let's pivot into another area since we're already talking about relationships. How do you feel about 15? What this lady got? No, not 15.
She slept with like 12.
12, yeah.
What?
She slept with 12.
A porn star.
12
and her
dudes,
okay.
Yeah. And her man is okay with it.
I mean,
that's what she said.
So what's the news?
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about somebody else getting rocked off?
No.
How you feel about escort with 12 clients per day, and her boyfriend has no problems?
Hey.
Would you be a boyfriend that had no problems?
Smiley. Y'all already know how I feel about this. This is obvious. Like, I would never let that type of thing happen. That is disgusting. First of all, if you're a porn star, yes, we could lust after you.
Oh, sorry, it's escort.
Or an escort or
night walker.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you're that type of people, first of all, I'm not paying for that shit. I'm not paying for nothing. I'm not paying for it. You know what I'm saying? I've had offers of people like, oh yeah, you know, I'll pay for you, but it's like, I'm not paying for it. And that's, you know, I look, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna get that deep. But I will say this, like, if you know she's a porn star and you want to wife her, that says something about you in general. You see what I'm saying? If you know she's a porn star and you want to, you're like, yo, I don't care, I'm going to wife her, then psychologically you already don't, because you feel like you probably get, like, I don't know, I'm trying to understand, like,
Do you believe women are judged by their past and men are judged by their future?
no, they're judged by how they look first, and then how they act after.
Because we talking about a woman that's got 12 escorts per
Smiley,
day.
you're not
and
listening
she's
to
in a
me.
relationship. So that's why I asked
They're
you that.
judged
Is
on
she
how
judged
they
by her
look
past?
first and how they act after. Because first you get, from any, this is just going from any walk of life. As a man, if she looks good, that's going to be the first thing that you see. That's going to be the first thing that you notice that's going to get your attention. The rest is how she maintains, how she acts as a person. Is she dismissive? Is she considerate? Is she smart? Is she dumb? Is she, like, however she is. As soon as you figure out who she is and how she acts, then it's either up or it's not. And 9 out of 10 times it's gonna be not, because as soon as you find out, as a man of value, as soon as you find out she's a porn star, it's over. It could be for fun, but I'm not wifing you. What? I'm not even comfortable with, like, knowing that your body count is, and not even just me knowing, the world knowing that your body count is crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. But that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sleeping with 12 men, sleeping with 2 men in the same day is crazy. Like, I don't know. Like,
These are regulars.
It's like, this is
These
why.
are regulars.
This
So
is,
you share that girl.
Yeah, she was an escort. She said that's her average, and then it's 12 dudes or whatever. So it's like this is why women, they need to stop making these women famous, because this is why women think that this is acceptable, because you have people like her there, she's validating it because she's an example of someone who is in a relationship with a man that accepts that. So they think, oh, I can go do that, I could go be free and let my freak flag fly, and and you're gonna be, most likely that guy is like, if he's allowing that, it's probably not a guy that I would be interested in, because I feel like somebody that I would not want me doing that, because they don't, guys that I have dated, they wouldn't want me showing my body or stuff, let alone sleeping with a bunch of other guys.
Sounded very Diddy-ish.
Like, yeah, like, so, that's not somebody I want for me, but I don't know, stuff works for other people, but I think that usually in those type of situations, it don't last, because eventually, unless he's like your pimp or something, the guy gets tired of that. They don't really want to share you with other people. They probably met you in that lane and he not him, so he can't tell you to stop doing that, because she don't respect you to that extent to make her want to leave that life alone or whatever. So the guy lucky to even be with her. It's probably maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see the guy who's her man, but I'm assuming he's like somebody, like I said, I wouldn't be interested in.
It sounds like he's talking about Cassie husband.
But then again, there are some men that like that like to, not necessarily have other men sleep with their women, but they like to flaunt them. They like to them to dress sexy and go out in public with them or whatever, because they want to show them off. And some men want you to be covered up in public. They want to be the only one to see your cleavage, or you got a, so right. It just depends. Nowadays, I don't know. But I feel like that is a certain type of man, usually, that allows his woman to do things like that. But in some cases, it might be a small percent. There might be a dude that is him, but still okay with that. Because they like, I'm like, you my bitch type. Like, that's just how they, I don't know if that worked for them. Because I feel like that man don't really respect you. Maybe he love you, but he look at you like whatever, because
I got into an argument with somebody on Clubhouse about being a simp. because I said...
You said he was, or?
No, he said I was a simp. Because...
What?
Right. Because I said I do care about what my woman has on when she goes out. because she represents me.
Was it a woman who called you a simp?
No, a dude.
Wow.
And he said, I want my woman to show her body. I want her to be out there in public. I want her to, you know what I mean, always be looking good and whatever, and attracting attention. I'm like, the logic is,
That's his ego.
you can't protect her when she's out there
Right.
by herself looking provocative.
That's like holding up
And it's like bait.
raw meat for a fucking lion.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? And then the women, like, kicked them off the chat. Like, I was like, yo, like, this is crazy, yo. Like, how is he even arguing with me? Like,
Because people are sick, bro.
but we were, I guess, I forgot what we was even talking about. We was talking about something about gender roles or something like that. And then it got into that, yeah, oh. But these women was on it. Like, they was really like, yeah, a man should do this and whatever. But the whole thing about, like, she has to cook, she has to clean. Like, the thing is, it's good to have a woman that does those things, that wants to do those things. But honestly, everybody should do their part if you live there to some capacity. I don't mean like every day you come home, like if you're a dude and you work, 100 hours a week or something like that. I'm not expecting you to be trying to come home and clean up and everything. You come to a clean house. But if you have time to do things and you see that something might need to be done and you want to take a little bit of pressure over her and she always does it, I don't think it would hurt if you decided, nah, don't worry about it. I'll wash the dishes.
Always move in with a woman before you marry her, because she might be a whole different woman once you know what I mean, start living together. Like once she invades your space and y'all invade each other's space, they might become totally different people. And the reason why I say that is because, like, think of how many domestics, like, I heard it spiked during COVID because everybody was stuck with each other.
You know, the highest rate of
It's crazy.
DV is in lesbian relationships.
I mean, yo, let me tell this one story. I hope she don't see this, but shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about once I tell this story. Yeah, it's definitely a woman. So she was, she used to work with me, and she was, she was a lesbian. She was in a relationship with her girlfriend or whatever. Her girlfriend used to cook. Her girlfriend could cook her ass off, yo. Shout out to, never mind. I can't even shout it out. So, long story short, they went to Vegas. They went to Vegas. They got messed up. Like, they must have just been drinking, and I think either somebody went through somebody's phone or somebody just snapped. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was specifically, but all I remember her saying, and mind you, this was in the concrete business where we was like making concrete blocks, and you know what I mean? We gotta put the shit on the mold. So you gotta be tough to fucking, you see what I'm saying? Right. This girl beat the brakes off of her her significant other, and to my recollection,
a dude?
No, her girl. Her
okay, so
this was a girl. Yeah. So she.
Well, we already know the stats.
Hold on.
That's why he's saying it.
So hold on. She beat the brakes off to this girl, and to my recollection, she don't even remember why she beat the brakes off this girl. Like she said, like she just was asleep, and yeah, she blacked out, and then she just beat the brakes off her, and then when she came to, like, old girl was like scared, like shaking in the corner and shit. And she was like, yo, I am so sorry. I don't know what happened type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, if that shit was me, I'd have been in jail. I'd have been through, yo.
There should have been something that started, even though it shouldn't have happened. Like, that you don't remember, you
somebody probably got caught cheating or flirting or something. It's probably something petty, but my thing is, that shit got violent, and I felt bad for the other girl, because I know the girl that I'm talking about is strong. She's strong. She's strong. I seen it. We were supposed to have a push-up contest, but she didn't want it.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yo, we didn't talk about the title topic.
What's the
title topic?
Title topic is about Danella Gallegos. Danella Gallegos. Danella Gallegos was in a coma.
Oh yeah.
This chick was in a coma for I don't know how long, but
It happened in 2022.
yeah,
She was in
38.
They were trying to take her organs, allegedly.
Trying
And
to take
they
my
told her to
vital
blink to
organ.
make
She's
sure
in
she
New
was.
Mexico.
the-
Albuquerque.
Yeah, and they told her to blink to make sure she was still under, and she blinked. So then they was told them to stop, and the organ harvest or whoever was getting the organs, they were like, just go ahead with the procedure, even though she blinked, but the hospital wouldn't do it because they like, no, like what? So I think this happened in 2022, but she's in the process of trying to sue them now, I believe. But
Yeah, because they saying something different. The surgical team immediately halted the procedure. So they lying.
yeah, because in the clip that's
And she
up
went on
there,
to make a full recovery.
it says that the hospital said no, we're not gonna do it because the people who would.
We need
who
those
would-
organs.
Yeah, like, just go
We
ahead
need those
with
vital
the
Put her back to
organs.
sleep.
That's crazy, yo. That's like waking up and like a doctor that's supposed to be a surgeon is trying to grape you. Like that's
And
the
that has
scariest-
happened too.
That's the scariest stuff in the world.
There was a guy that was like, they were doing, I don't know, something was happening. She was covered from the bottom down or something, but they put her to sleep for whatever was being done. And he was like,
That's the kid, y'all.
or there was something like blocking, right? That's what I was thinking. There was something like blocking so the other people couldn't see because there was other doctors in the room. They couldn't see it. He was standing by her head and he put his member in her mouth and was moving.
No.
But then they caught, because they seen him moving, like he was trying to be, at first they didn't notice because he wasn't like making it obvious, but then they noticed he was moving, then they were like, what is going on?
He was a thrill junkie. He was like, let me do this wild shit right quick.
And people have been raped. Or the hand that rocks the cradle, remember? That's how the whole started, because the doctor, her obstetrician, took his glove off and was like sticking his fingers and stuff. But it was supposed to be an exam, but he was doing
raping
extra.
her. Yeah,
He didn't go that
He was
far, but
molesting her.
he was touching her. It wasn't a normal how they touch you when they're doing exams. Like, and he took his gloves off. It was like, and he did it to other women. But that's a movie, but this really happens. Like, that's why y'all sitting up here, these women getting these procedures, these cosmetic procedures, and they ain't nothing wrong with them. Not only are you risking your life, but you don't know what they could do to you while you under.
Cosmetic is a Greek god. That's false idol worship.
Yeah.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Cosmetic and mascara, right?
Look at how many deaths, you know what I mean,
Mascara.
is tied to cosmetics. That's crazy.
Yeah, because even makeup that has harmful chemicals in it, and people, they do have
Mascara
vegan products.
is a
But
god
I
too.
don't wear makeup anyway. But they said a lot of these popular makeup companies have harmful ingredients in their products.
100%. Trying to kill us slowly.
Multiple ways.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I got a bit of a spicy question. So we probably had a conversation about this before, but we never really asked why do people do this. So I was watching Lapeef the other day,
Put it in paper.
and on Lapeef,
Oh shit. Shit.
they were talking about why do people cheat? Not women, not men, but people in general. And they had four answers.
The flesh is weak.
The flesh is
one
weak.
of them.
That's it.
One of them was
If the angels came down.
Lust.
Let me stop. Let me shut up. I'm
One of
sorry.
them was lust and opportunity.
Mhm.
One of them was because you feel neglected. Like, one of them was from lack of love, and the other one was
And they're getting love from having sex with somebody.
I forgot what the other one was.
There has to be more attached to that for that to make sense. They
Not
can't just
getting like feeling like you're not getting enough attention or something like that. Those were the 4 things.
So what does
Attention
cheating
span.
consist of? Is it just the act?
I
Or
guess
is it
they're
like
talking
a whole
about.
outside.
Sleeping
I
with
guess
somebody.
what they were just talking about was really the interaction with another individual sharing something intimate that you would only be sacred with your partner, I guess.
Okay, so it's more of like it's not just a sex thing. You actually like
Right.
this other person.
Because you know if
Right.
you're cheating or not.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because if you just having sex, it's not all that. If you just doing that,
It's
and
not
coming
all
back,
that.
But no, I'm saying what he said, like those things that you listed. It wouldn't. It had to be something else going on outside of you just hitting it and going back home to your partner. If it's because of lack of attention and because love, you're not getting enough love. Because if you just going out and sleeping with somebody, you just having sex with them. You're not getting love from them.
Okay.
You going back home.
So
So
then
that's why I asked
could it
that
be
question.
opportunity?
Yeah, it could be. It could be opportunity. It could be that you feel unfulfilled. Maybe you're not getting the type of smacks that you want, or it's not frequent enough, like or something like that. It could be both parties. Maybe the woman is not satisfied. Maybe the man is not satisfied because she don't want to give him head, or she is a virgin. She's saving herself, and he's respecting. He's waiting for her, but he still has needs because he's not a virgin or something. So, or it could be you made them mad, and then they started messing with someone else, but then they ended up liking them or something. Like I don't know, like it's a number of reasons why. I think that's a good question to ask because I feel like most of the time women is one sided. Like guys usually they leave if they get cheated on or whatever, and the woman a lot of times she stays. You might be upset, but I don't know. Women are leaving too. Maybe not the first time it happened. You got to do something else other than cheat. A lot. I think when a woman leaves, it don't be just cheating. If she really love you like that, it got to be something else. Like
It's
you
the lack
gotta-
of change. She knows she ain't gonna change.
But I think that's a good question to ask. Like if you is in that situation, ask them. Like have the conversation. Like why did you do that, or why did you feel the need, or even if the guy feel like he about to do it, like he feel like it's about to happen, like you maybe you seen someone or you ran into someone, an old ex or something, and then you know, like I remember on Love and Hip Hop, Joe Budden's his girl, he was with someone else, but then Tahiri had came back into town or whatever, and she let him go. Figure that out. Like she let him go away. Well, not let him. He was gonna do what he want, but she accepted
allowed it for herself.
Yeah, she was like, go figure out what you need to do, and you know, if you come back, I'll be here when you come back or whatever. Like, but a lot of women, that is hard to do. But I feel like that's love too. If you he's being honest with you. So it's like, what do you do with that? Like he's like, I do care about you and everything, and that did hurt her because she cared about him. But she's like, he probably gonna, if I don't let him do it, and if I stay with him, he probably might end up with her anyway. So at least I know what's going on.
That's why I say y'all have bad judgment, because that shit's stupid. It sounds so
That is,
dumb.
I didn't say that I would do that. I'm
that whole
explaining
shit.
the situation that happened and what I think she felt when she was doing it. And I kind of respect that, even though, yeah, it didn't end well. He ended up leaving her, but Tahiri didn't work out either, so gotcha, because you hurt me. But it's like, he's being real. We asked for honesty, and then you, just like if he told you before he wanted to, like I said, if he felt the urge, or not even that, like he's just like, I just want to try somebody different, or is you know, or we ain't been seeing eye to eye, like I don't know, maybe I need to, like, let's open up the relationship or something. Or she could say no, whatever decision is not right or wrong, that's what's best for that person. But I think in most cases, that's why they be like, oh, you don't want to know the truth. It's not that women don't want to know the truth, because I think it just sometimes it be no, you just don't. You're expecting to tell her the truth and think that she, like you just said, that's crazy, right? You said what she accepted. She was like, I'm okay with that for you to go out there. You said that's crazy, right? Just answer that.
Right.
Okay, so but that's the truth. But you're saying when guys be like, oh, y'all don't want to hear the truth, you're expecting her to have that reaction and not, no, I'm not messing with you. And because she leaves or lets you go do, just leave you, then you're saying, oh, she can't accept it. No,
I'm expecting the truth.
She expected it, but that's just her reaction.
And
to
her
it.
reaction
It may
wasn't
be
the truth
favorable.
If her reaction wasn't
favorable,
hold
it
on.
works out for you because she let you do it.
If her reaction,
or maybe she left you alone.
If her reaction wasn't the truth, then therefore that proves my point that I had the better judgment in that situation. And if I had the hold on. If I have the better judgment in this situation, right, as a father, as I get to pick who you get to be with, right? There's no way that you, like, as a woman, there's no way that you can't say, hey, Dad, this is what the situation is, and you're going to make a better decision than your father's going to make a better decision. Because your father sees it. I'm not saying that all fathers are good. I'm just saying, me specifically, the reason why I feel like your daughter and your son have to come to you for counsel is because the wiser person is going to be in the lead of the family. So for those people in those situations, you gotta say, Dad, I'm in this situation. This is what's happening, and your dad is gonna say, you know what? Get out of that situation because he doesn't value you. If he valued you, you would do this, this, and this. The problem is, if she went to Mom, and as the father, and you marrying this woman, or maybe you're not married to this woman, regardless, but you know how her thought process is when it comes to love, and you may not agree with it, but you're gonna let her go to her, and then she's gonna tell her whatever she wants to tell you, and now y'all at two different sides of the spectrum, because you have your opinion, she has her opinion, and like you said, sometimes or most times going to the woman for a woman is the best thing to do. I just don't agree with that. I think going to the smarter person is the best thing to do. And I hate to say it like that, but you have to be able to survive. If you have a family and you take care of your family and your family listens to you, I felt like you have to be qualified if this is all the conditions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's some dads that's not in their family's life. Yes, there's some dads that's in their family life and they are pushover. I know niggas like that basically they're living with the mom. It's not the other way around. And I just feel like in every situation you see like that, the word simp comes up. The word, or you'll see evidence of there's a disparity. I don't know.
What, a difference?
There's a difference in the respect level.
That's the right word.
Yeah, there's a difference in the respect level, basically. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like, when there's smoke, there's gotta be fire, bro. Like, this shit is getting crazy, like.
Take that out, because like I said, I was just giving that as an example of, like, I don't think most women would accept that. They probably would be like, but it's different when he can't. The thing about it is communication is what I'm saying. He can't, because like what we said before about the other situation, he communicated that to her. He could have just went and did it and snuck away and then told her later, yo, I'm back with Tahiri, like we done or whatever. But the fact that he came to her, this is what we asked for, and she made a decision. She knew what could possibly happen. She knew that he could leave her.
It could have been avoided for better judgment.
But anyone can make a bad decision.
But it's not everybody has the right guidance.
Like you're thinking that this is gonna work out. It ain't. that there's nothing hidden, so there's nothing to judge. He asked her a question basically. Like judge is like you don't know, you're guessing. You have some information but you don't know. You looking at it from like a he not coming to you and saying this. You're just thinking like, oh, they're this type of person because you're judging them. But when he came to you flat out and said it, that takes the judgment away. Now it's just if you making a decision or not. And it's not necessarily that she's thinking, oh, he's gonna come back to me. She knows he could leave me for her, or he could come back, but she giving him the opportunity to do that. And yeah, it didn't work out her favor. He left her, but then they broke up anyway. So it didn't work out with the other woman either. He's with someone else now or whatever. They've been 3 times removed or something. All of them. So like he proposed to her and she said no on national television. I was like,
that's my point though. Like show buttons, and this is no disrespect.
Oh wait, one more thing, and then about the father. Because you was like, oh, you should ask your father. I wanted to ask you a question. So if your daughter got cheated on, take that out because I was just giving that as an example. But what if the guy just cheated? Like the
guy that I chose for her cheated?
She's in a relationship.
By her choice.
This is how it's starting. They're in a relationship and the guy cheated on you. Said she should be able to come to you. So she comes to you and tells you like, oh, he cheated. What would you tell her? Would you tell her she needs to leave him? Yeah, you like the dude. He's a good dude. He's an upstanding guy. He take care of what he's supposed to do. Right. They got kids together. He take care of his kid. He not abusing her. They communicate well. He don't be talking to her crazy. He respects her. Right. But he's a man.
Right. And he cheated on her after they had a kid. And they're in a relationship or in a...
He cheated. How could you...
Hold on. Because there's a difference between a relationship and a marriage.
Yeah, they're together.
So they're...
Right? Either way, whatever it is, a relationship or a marriage, they're together and they have a kid.
All right, well, I'll answer for both then. For a relationship, I would say, all right, check this out. There is over a 50% chance that this man is going to cheat on you again. So if you don't want to deal with that, I suggest that you leave and try to start over. Because you're not married to this man. And at the end of the day, as good as a man that he could seem, you were deceived. That's why I asked her, did I choose him specific? Did she come to me and say, hey, this is the guy that I choose, or
you chose him and they had you chose him and they had a kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're a part of her life, so you were a part of him.
Okay, so if
know him, you like him.
Right. Well, I can understand that people mess up as well, especially if I like him. But the bad thing about it is I have to be real. If he cheats and you take him back, he's probably going to cheat again. It is what it is. He has that lust in his heart, and it showed itself. And once a man shows you that, if you don't correct something or if you don't do anything, you're going to have to deal with it over and over and over again.
So you would tell her to leave, and you think if she go with another man and you pick him too, that he ain't going to... So every time she get with somebody else, that's what you're going to do?
I think she would be in better standings if she let...
she a single mom?
I think she would be in better standings with my guidance than without her guidance. Being a single mom or not. I feel like there's things that you can never change about a man, and that's how he treats you. You can't change how he treats you. He's going to have to change how he treats you. So if he's a lost cause, and he can say, you know what, I'm building with you. I'm not even at marriage, and I'm already tempted. It's like, yo, end it now, because he's gonna cheat on you later on in life. I know niggas that because they get away with it, it's just normal for them to cheat. If their girl cheat, then it's over. And that's so hypocritical, but it's just normal where I'm from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas do that shit.
That's why I said it's different. A guy will break up, but the one
would be
more likely to say. What's your answer?
We got different answers. Now, say I chose the guy. He's a chess master. Right?
Right.
Oh, because he wants a corny.
Chess master. Not, you saying corny. I don't see nothing corny with being smart, but anyway.
I mean, no, because there's not wrong.
I'm
I
just
know
saying
people
chess
that
master
say
because he
chess-
could be a chess master and still be a cool kid in school.
But
like,
the
I
fact
mean,
that you use that as an example.
I was a chess master.
No, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong. It's just you get a certain, and yeah, there are people that play chess that still could be attractive or something like that.
Right.
I'm not saying
But
that.
let me cook because I ain't interrupt y'all. I'm listening. So my response is one, the chess master. He cheats on her, or whatever, right? Maybe he didn't smash the girl or something. They got a kid together, but a coworker kissed him. Misinterpreted a signal at the lunch table. Whatever happened, right? I have to have a conversation with this guy because this is my grandchild's father. And I'm not gonna be here forever. I have to think logically in what's best for my child. Is this kid worthy of change? Or is he still going to stay on that path? I think I can answer that. Because I've been down that path, right? Is there something about this kid that makes him a target? Does he get a lot of opportunities, even though he's a chess master? Are there other girls that's on his jock, like, oh my God, he beat Bobby Fischer?
Yeah.
Whatever it is that's got this kid's head filled up, that's getting him all this trim, that's got him out here going crazy or whatever. I don't want my daughter to get her heart broken, but I also don't want her to be a single parent. And I don't want her to go out here trying to find another guy that's going to take her as a single mom, because I'm an advocate for staying with the person that you started with. You got a problem, you work through that shit. Now you got to figure it out even more because now you got a kid that's bigger than both of y'all. Sit them both down. Sit them both down. Hold on. Sit them both down. And like, yo, look, this is where y'all at now. So what y'all gonna do for that one? Because if you out here getting crazy, you come back with something you can't get rid of, then she gonna be a single mom anyway.
No, that's a whole different conversation.
Or
dad too.
you build another family with somebody else. Now you got the responsibility of this family and another family.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you thinking at this point? What is it that you need to fulfill right now? Because I've been down the road. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, like, to understand it from that perspective is different than just, if he cheats, he's gonna cheat again because once a cheater, always a cheater. That sounds like something a woman would say to me, because I know guys can change. I know people can change. I know people may have found the person, maybe the person that they was with was never the person. Then they found the person that they wanted to be with, and now they gotta consider, you know what, I effed up before by messing with all these girls and running around. I've had my fun. You know what, I'm gonna focus on this one. She's the one. She's perfect. How did you get to that point to feel that way? Did you have to go through whatever? And then what point in life is she with this guy? Well, they already got a kid, so they've already decided, I don't have a child. You know what I mean? At 40 years old right now, but someday I will. And I want to be, like you said, truthful, that people make mistakes. You know what I mean? We're not perfect. So when people F up and there's something bigger than you involved, you have to think about something other than yourself. And you're talking about, cheating or whatever. Yeah, it hurts. Oh, you broke your heart. But, deal with your broken heart, but worry about how these bills going to get paid and how this roof going to stay over your head. And if this dude's not knocking you around, then I'm not saying it's okay for him to do it, but go get counseling. Don't just throw it all away. Have a conversation about it if you do understand the true nature of a man and understand that one may not be enough.
but he's working on that and trying to have that discipline to have a healthy relationship. But the areas that are lacking may be leading to what one of these things. Remember the 4 things that they said, like, could be for cheating. It could be even one of those things. But overall, yeah, it's selfish. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about everything else. You're thinking about my desires, my lust. You know what I mean? Right now at this point. So that's driving your decision to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. I'm not gonna get caught.
Counseling is for marriage, yo. And
Speaking of lust,
You got a kid though. Okay.
speaking of lust, is lust better than love? And if
No.
not, then why are so many people cheating?
because more people want to do bad and get away with it than do good. That's why. More people want to have fun and do shit that they know they're not supposed to do because it's validated in society than good stuff. That's why. You see what I'm saying? We care about vanity. We care about surface level things. We care about what other people are gonna say about us or what we have or what we don't have, and you know what I mean. And we shouldn't, but we do because it's put out like. You ever see that movie with Roddy Piper?
Which one?
Oh man.
You got the glasses on?
Yeah. That movie is basically like how it is. It's
They
like
live.
they live. It's like a zombie apocalypse, and the people that aren't infected.
It was extraterrestrial.
I know, right? But I'm just saying, for the reference, it's like a zombie. It's like being in a zombie apocalypse, right? And everybody else is infected, except for the people that understand what's going on, question things. You see what I'm saying? The people that's not sheep. But it's overwhelming how many people are infected is the problem, right? And it's like you're trying to basically, I'm a hot movies again. You're basically the Nebuchadnezzar in the Matrix, and you're trying to find out, the people to find the one, but it's hard, bro. Like, you know what I mean? There's forces against you, and they're strong, powerful, and intelligent. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, in no way I'm saying everybody's just dumb. You could be a sheep and be smart as a whip, but the problem is you're using your intellect to feed the system and not feed the people. And that's important. Feeding the people knowledge, understanding, wisdom is important. Each one teach one. We could be a better nation. You know why we can't? Because we accept what it is, and we're being slowly fed bullshit. Literally. We're fed lies too. If they're gonna feed us fake food, they're gonna give us fake information. You know what I'm saying? We're being misled, and all I'm saying is there has to be some type of salvation through this. And I don't think it's going to be anything that they provide. So get right with something, get right with God, get right with Christ, get right with Buddha, get right with something that you serve. Me personally, I serve Christ. And I used to say I was spiritual. I don't think I'm just spiritual no more because I feel like demons are spiritual. I'm going to say I am a believer of the Holy Spirit and how strong that can be. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to just leave off with this, right? I was on TikTok, and I seen this lady, and she was talking about how she saw Biggie in hell. And it triggered me because, I'm a rapper. You know what I mean? Biggie's a Jamaican artist. And then the first thing I thought, my honest reaction was like, yo, he had a song where he said if he died, he wants to go to hell. Now, me believing that certain people make songs and then these things come true is like, yo, be careful about what you put out there in the universe. because it could have been bullshit. She could have been making the whole shit up. I'm not saying that it's just 100%. I'm just saying be careful about what you say and why you say it, because the universe, God, something is watching. Maybe Big Brother, something is watching, and it's getting scary out here because it seems like a lot of things are happening at once. So, yeah.
All right, I want to answer that too, but let me say this first. Sex ain't better than love. I've been out here in these streets and I done learned that sex ain't better than love. I done seen it, I done it all. It's so much better when you fall. And what do you think? Is lust better than sex? And if not, then why so many people cheat?
She hit a bridge right quick. That was crazy.
Shout out to
I
Trey
thought it was
Songz.
Is Lust Better Than Love.
That but that song
remix it.
goes. That's a song by Trey Songz. They kind of go with it. Yeah, lust is different than the act, but yeah.
This is for me. This is interesting, cause I heard your take on it. Very spiritual. I don't know. You don't say spiritual anymore. What do you want me to say? Very
Christ-like.
very Christ-like of you.
Are you Christian?
Nah, I believe in Christ.
Mine is gonna be a little more secular. We're people, right? Let's just be real. We have feelings, we have emotions, whether you're a guy, whether you're a woman, right? Lust, and this is what we talk about with relationships. If you're in a situation with someone, or you're in a let's say you're married to this person. Like, let's just get right to the nuts and bolts of it. So, to get out all the bullshit, you're married to this person. If you have lust for the person that you're married to, I want to ask you. I know you're gonna have a really good biblical answer for it. Is that wrong?
If you have
And
lust
tell me why. Yes.
for your wife.
The person, your wife. Yes.
No.
Okay.
Why would that be wrong?
All right. No. I'm surprised at your answer.
Because it's your wife. That
Doesn't matter.
It does.
No.
The reason
Lust
why.
is still
No.
wrong.
Listen to what I'm saying.
No, hold on. Time out. Because you made it.
Biblical.
Let me just say this. Because I'm still cooking. I'm still answering the question. But I wanted to say that because lust is a sin. It doesn't say lust thy wife or nothing.
Yes,
it doesn't
it does say that.
No, come on, man. Come on, bro.
You
Come on.
saying what the Bible says.
Because I'm telling you what the Bible
man,
says.
say
Yes,
that,
I've been
bro.
reading the Bible.
What chapter?
No, look it up. Just look it up.
It's in the
Look it up
commandments.
on yeah.
It
All right.
says, do not lust after somebody's wife. It says that specifically. It doesn't say, do not lust, period.
No.
That's
lust,
what I'm saying.
Lust is a sin.
Is it okay to lust after your
Where is
wife
it at?
by biblical
That's
standards?
one of the cardinal sins.
That's not
There's
in the Bible.
6. Okay. What are
Yes, it's the first thing I come up to say. Yes, within a biblical framework, a husband having sexual desire for his wife is not a sin. In fact, it is a healthy and normal part of marriage. As sex is a gift from
It's not
God
a sin.
for marital.
that makes
unity.
sense.
It's not
That
a
makes
sin.
sense.
So why would I
But what
say
does
it don't
say-
make sense?
What does it say in the Bible?
The
That's what
potential
it's-
for sin comes when desire becomes objectifying, selfish, or misdirected toward others. But
Exactly.
a passionate and even spicy desire for one's
You're looking up the definition. Look up
Of
the
lust.
Bible. Look up the Bible.
That's what it's
The
saying in the
Bible
Bible,
verse.
though, Smiley.
No,
That's
that's
what
not
I'm
the
saying.
Bible. That's the definition.
Nowhere in the Bible
That's the
does
definition,
it.
right?
Listen,
Erika?
listen.
Okay.
Nowhere.
Hold on, bro. Look up the Bible. Look up the Bible reference, and I believe it would be in the commandments. But lust, there's six deadly sins.
Matthew 5:28 warns
7.
against looking at a woman to lust after her. The context implies this refers to a person outside of one's marriage.
It's not your wife, bro. It's never gonna be your wife. You
But
can't lust.
what is the thing
You could lust
in the
after your
Bible?
wife. You
That's
could
what I'm
love your
trying
wife.
to.
You
That's
could desire
I
your
just
wife.
read
No, but I
Matthew
want-
5:28.
Yeah, but no,
is
Matthew didn't.
Look up
Matthew
the
didn't do-
Ten Commandments. Look up the 10 Commandments.
There's 7 deadly. I'm sorry, 7 deadly sins. Right.
It's not in the Bible, bro.
Look up the 7 deadly sins in the Bible.
The 7 deadly sins is
But
came
this is
after
a
the.
verse that say you not.
No, but I'm
it's
saying
specifically
there's
said
more
outside
than
of
just.
marriage.
I'm saying, but there's more than just that.
Look
and
up
it's
if
in
the
a
seven
different- it's in a
deadly
different
sins
chapter.
is in the Bible. You look that up specifically. Are the 7 deadly sins
No, they're
mentioned in?
just commandments.
Exactly. The 7 deadly sins is not in the Bible, bro. That's after the Bible. Trust me, I know about this shit because I was like, yo, it makes sense that it would be in the Bible, but it's not.
The Bible identifies many sins, but it doesn't present a definitive list of all of them. Some
Exactly.
major categories of sin mentioned include the 7 deadly sins: pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth, breaking the 10 commandments, and various other transgressions like murder, theft, and adultery.
Right.
These are not the 7 deadly sins. These are not explicitly listed in the Bible as a group, but the concept of these major vices is derived from biblical teaching. So that was created after, based on
Exactly.
things that were
Like I
said in the
said.
Bible. They put it into their.
So those are just the main. Those are just the main things. It doesn't specifically say these in order
Seven
sequentially.
deadly sins.
Yeah, they don't have.
But
a list of them.
lust is considered a deadly
Yeah,
But
but
in
in the
Matthew
Bible,
5,
you
But
can't
I
lust
like
after
how
your
I like how
wife.
it's clarified. No, I like how it's clarified how it doesn't reference your wife. So it's okay to lust. Okay, so then that takes the direction of where I was going with it. Lust, I don't think lust is bad in the sense you're in a relationship with somebody and you want to have sex all the time, and that person wants to have sex with you all the time. I think that that's perfectly natural, and that's what I'm an advocate for. You're in a relationship with someone, it should be a mutual thing, but you know, sometimes she might not want to do it, but if she feels like it's her duty, okay, to please my man or whatever, and she wants to do it, but just her she wants to grab you just as much as you want to grab her, like that I feel is important in a relationship. It's not the only thing, just like finances is not the only thing, you know what I mean? Just like communication is not the only thing, but these are strong components in a healthy relationship. So it's like you can't, and I don't want to say you can't, like lusting after a person, because you said is lust better than love, and I would argue that they both have to be together when you're in a relationship with somebody. You have to have an equal amount of both love and lust, because you got to have that passion in order to have a really healthy
I think
relationship. You
sexual
should
That's what I'm
desire.
saying. That's
Definitely
desire. That's not really lust, though.
But those are the
Lust is
terms
with
that
somebody.
you use.
Lust,
So I'm just defining
lust,
the terms that
lust
you
by
use.
her definition was with somebody other than the person that you're with.
That's what she said.
No,
I
all
said that
said
lust.
was,
I said that lust is
lust
good
better
and
than
love is
love?
good
No.
in your relationship.
What did you say lust was? You said you can't lust after your spouse because that's desire, right?
They didn't
No,
say
I didn't
that.
say.
So what's lust? Does lust just mean
That's
affection?
sexual desire.
It's just sexual desire. That's it?
That's what.
Or is it sexual desire for somebody else
No, you're
other
saying
than?
I didn't say that. I said
I'm trying to figure
I
out
was
what lust
saying
is.
That lust is sexual desire, and I said you should have a sexual desire for your partner just
Right.
as much as you love them.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, if lust has to do with somebody other than the person that you're with, then it's just desire. It's not lust. That's what I'm saying.
Lust is just sexual desire.
Well, yeah,
That's what it
like
says.
lust is not specific to the relationship of the person. It's just the act that you have based on a feeling for somebody. So that's why I said you could lust after your wife, and that could still be
Very
good.
strong sexual desire.
Right. But again, in the Bible, it doesn't straight reference how this is a sin. But you're married, so
It
it's
does.
okay.
It does for
Go ahead.
somebody's spouse, though. In the commandments.
Yeah, you should say you shouldn't have lust for someone that
Else's
you're
wife.
not, basically that you're not married to.
Right.
But it doesn't
Basically-
say that it's a sin. It doesn't use
Yes, it
those
does.
terms.
That's a
No, it
commandment.
said
No, lust
Oh.
is a sin.
If a
Matthew-
commandment is to you disobey the commandment, what is it? It's a sin.
Now, lust is the sins are not in Matthew. That's in a different
they
chapter.
don't list, but it said there's no definitive list of sins.
There is a
in the
list.
Bible.
There is the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments is
It's
in there.
listed,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is
He was
listed in
talking
there.
about the 7 deadly sins. That's
But
something
those
derived
are.
from-
But yeah, but I'm saying, and I didn't know that wasn't actually biblical, but it derived from biblical teachings. But they're saying that these are the top of the sins that are the worst things.
Right.
There's not just 10 sins, even though there's 10 commandments. There's
Yeah, he
more
referenced
things in
that
there.
were bad.
Leviticus has a list of shit that
Right.
you know what I mean you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not even listed as one
The
of
10
them.
Yeah, but it's
Commandments
not
was-
classified.
the 10
as a sin.
Commandments
They're
was-
just saying you're not.
They are sins because he uses terminology to say he says wicked. Like that means that it's something bad.
I know what you're saying,
the
but I'm
10
saying they
Commandments-
don't use the actual word.
It is
sin.
The
So
10
they're-
Commandments is supposed to
an
Just
represent.
abomination, like saying
These
certain
are-
things like
But
that.
the
is-
10 Commandments is supposed to
Yeah.
represent.
that's how he looks at it.
classifying
The
as
10
that, but
Commandments
it
is
doesn't
supposed
say
to-
the word
It's supposed to
sin, what it's
represent the
talking about.
worst
It's using
of
And
the
he
words
worst.
gives a
like
punishment.
wicked
And
stuff.
listen, and he gives a punishment for using or doing those things.
Right.
Like the punishment is as severe as deletion. It says it in the Bible.
Yeah, because it's
You know what I
severity.
mean? So it may not say it's a sin,
Mhm.
but what do you think is okay if the consequence is deletion? Is that you don't want to say that's a sin, or you don't want to say that that's something bad? Like it might not be
I
listed
didn't
as
say it wasn't bad. I'm saying
Right.
they
That's
didn't-
fake.
that's what it said. There's no
right.
It's
That's-
not
it
actually
has a
saying
consequence.
It's a sin,
Right.
but
It
yeah,
has a
they're
consequence.
saying it's wrong.
Right,
Like,
right.
you
That's what I'm saying.
read in
And that's the
between the lines.
that's the correlation that people misrepresent when they're trying to teach people from the Bible because they're saying this is this to favor their lifestyle, and that's not how it works.
But you have
Like
to
being
you have to have a
being
reference.
a community pastor, I
Right.
don't care how people feel about it. According to the Bible, it is an abomination to live that lifestyle.
If
So you
anybody-
shouldn't.
I understand.
If anybody's watching, let me just say the 10 Commandments if y'all not aware. You shall not commit, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor your father and mother, keep the Sabbath holy, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt have no other gods, thou shalt not murder, no gods before me, remember to keep holy, you shall not make idols, thou shalt not covet, and for false prophecy, and I am the Lord your God. You shouldn't be calling nobody else or false idols, basically.
He referenced that a few times. That's a big one for him.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? I was having this conversation today. We get tricked into idolization or idolizing characters from Disney when we were kids. Like, remember the Little Mermaid? She was a deity. She was a fallen angel. Her father was King Triton. King Triton is literally a playoff of King Poseidon, a Greek god, literally fallen angel. And her cousin is Hercules from the Disney movie Hercules. They literally have Zeus. Zeus is a fallen angel as well. Zeus and Hades and all that whole pantheon. So it's like, yo, if you get a toy and you're like, oh, I got a Hercules toy, or you got a t-shirt of Ariel, which unknowingly we had that themed as Bree's baby shower when she was, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know, like, you feel me? Like, yo, bro, it's wicked how they hide the truth in plain sight. And it's like that's what gives me faith that there is something spiritual going on, or there's something other than normal going on, because it just correlates with what was already said. It's just you have to interpret it that way. And it's so spooky, yo. Like, it's so spooky. I know this one girl, she was talking about she's basically a clairvoyant. She was like, yeah, I used to see spirits and stuff. Like, what? What? And I believe her. I don't think she's lying. She's not a lying person. She's not typically like, oh yeah, I just lied. Nah, she's pretty honest, bro. So I'm just like, yo, this is what I mean. Like, some people can't deal with that, so they
I'm a
wouldn't.
werewolf.
I mean, I'll believe that. There's no
You
evidence
said
that.
if I told you, you would believe me.
Nah.
It'll be a full moon tomorrow.
See, that goes back to the discernment of a man. I don't think that shit is true just because you say it. I think that's true based off of who you are, how you, you know what I'm saying, how you act and whatnot. That was wild. She turned around and said, growl. Growl, growl, like a dungeon dragon. But yeah, people are I feel like really getting strange out here. Like things are really getting strange. You hear reports. I know they're probably false, but you're hearing reports about ex-NASA agents telling you that the Anunnaki's coming back, and shit is crazy. Shit is going crazy out here, man. I don't know if it's just TikTok. I know TikTok has a lot of information that Facebook and Instagram.
We in harsh times.
But it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, speaking of harsh time, they made a new prototype for this robot. For this robot, and it got a tongue, everything. Like,
see,
but it's
what are they trying to do with
very
it?
Good. It's just a robot.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like
A sex box?
doll.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you probably could do that.
Yeah,
but
the upgrade version. I started watching Black Mirror again. This shit.
Yeah, I watched the new.
They picked up where they left off. That shit crazy. You seen the one with Tracy Ellis Ross?
What happened? I don't remember.
Basically, it was about this dude and his wife. Like they were like newlyweds, and she got in the axe or she fell asleep.
Oh
or something.
yeah.
You seen
And
that shit?
yeah, it was like a subscription. Like you could like she was gonna be unalived after the accident, or she got sick or something.
She was about to die.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, you can get a subscription." Tracy Ellis Ross was selling the subscription because she said she had one for herself. So now she was selling it to people, and she was like, "You can pay a subscription, and we could make a clone of her heart or whatever was wrong." I forgot.
They put the neural link in her head. They put
but they did something else. Well, she told them they had to make a copy of something. Whatever was wrong, they made a copy of it,
right.
And then we could do surgery on that person. It was too dangerous to do surgery on her. It was like, what if like? She was like, that's why we're making a clone. So or we had the original one, so we got the backup. Or whatever, if it don't go right, whatever. But then with that piece, then yeah, there was like some computer chip in it to basically like make her. So it was like a subscription. Like she had ads and stuff, and they kept changing it. You know, like how
and she wouldn't know that she had ads.
Netflix, she would just be talking, and then like okay, they was trying to have sex after this happened, and her man couldn't get. He was having ED. Or he was having problems getting,
they was about to get it popping. And then she said that wild shit.
No, but something went wrong. That's why I said that. It was like, if you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, then she just started talking out her mouth and said it. Or whatever. And he was like, what the heck? And she didn't even know it was happening. It would just come out her mouth and she don't even know that she said it. And he was like, what? Why would you say that? And then she was like, what are you talking about? And she did it in school. Like a kid, she was a teacher. A kid told her, oh, my parents were fighting or whatever. And she was like, if you're looking for a therapist, then you can call 1-800, blah, blah, blah. And then he told his parents, and then she got fired.
Why she didn't get the one with no ads?
No, it happened over. It's funny because like Netflix or like and you don't know it's gonna happen. They'll be like, oh well, if you want to add another person onto the profile, then you gotta pay another $5. This was mad expensive too, and they was regular people. You gotta pay another $1,000, or something to get the upgrade. Then they were driving in the car and they got to a certain distance, and she just like passed out.
Signal.
Like
signal,
and he didn't, but they didn't know. He thought so. Then she got his, and then they went to the doctor, and Tracy Ellis Ross was like, oh yeah, this is this
Every
new
time.
thing that we're trying out. We're putting up some new towers now, but they're
That's the
put up
basic
towers
package.
after or whatever. But at that time, they were out of range and they
Yeah,
didn't
shit.
have. She was like, we're working on that. If when we come out with that, that'll be another 500 a month, so you can go wherever you want and you don't have to worry about that. Otherwise, so then what am I supposed to do? You gotta stay within your range or whatever,
That's
or she
crazy.
gonna die.
Yo.
That's the
And
future.
then she was sleeping for like 10 hours, 20 hours,
12 hours
12
a
hours
day,
a day.
half the day,
Yeah,
man.
like, and they were like, oh, you had to hide. It's like a computer, like you gotta reboot it or let it go to sleep for a little while or something. And she's like, oh, if you pay for another upgrade, then she don't have to do that. Like, she'll be up. Because even when she went to sleep all that time, she would wake up and she would still be tired because it was. So she was like, if you pay for that,
she wasn't really asleep. She was on.
They was
boot.
like, man, F you. They ended up just letting her. He unalived her and let it go because
She was saying the ad while he. She said for dry red eye.
And he did. He made it was like an account where people tell you to do stuff.
Yo,
he
yeah,
needed
he was
extra
wild.
money or whatever.
That's
So,
love,
like,
because
they'd
I'll
be
be
like,
there.
cut your ear off or something crazy, or cut off your toe, or do something, put something in your butt. They told him to do that or whatever. Like, so he was getting stuff for money. Yeah, put something in your butt.
Put that shit on
The other stuff I just made that up, but yeah, the one about they were like and he did it, but it didn't start off that way. It was small things, just embarrassing, but not nothing crazy, and he was getting extra money. But then he needed more money to pay for it
Because he learned that from that young boy.
Right? Yeah, you watched them. Yeah, I'm like,
that
yo, this is crazy.
Was fucking crazy. Yo. I was like, yo, this.
And then he unalived. Well, he ain't really unalived him, but he got unalived because he beat him up and then ran and somebody ran him over in the office because they worked out like a construction site or something.
That shit was crazy.
Or a warehouse. Somebody ran him over with a forklift or something because he was running from the dude because the dude.
That shit happened recently in real life, yo. The dude, one of the dudes that we was working with at one of the shops, I guess he was on the hill with a forklift, and he hopped off to I think grab a slip or some shit like that, but he forgot to put the emergency brake on, and he tried. I don't know why his instincts probably jumped in. Oh, that's crazy. That's too real. That's too real, E. That's too real, yo.
Wow, is that AI?
That's too real. I hope it is.
It said a 2025 Korea robot exhibition unpacking exhibits and activating humanoid robots before a tech show.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah,
that looked like I Robot.
People, there'll be a lot of accidents or fatalities. Like our uncle, rest in peace. He didn't have a thumb because he had like an accident at work in a warehouse or something, and then his thumb got cut off or whatever. But there's there are people that have been scalped because their hair was long and they got caught up in the machine or something. And people
watch personal injury court. I mean, you'll be cracking up, bro. I'm sorry.
People would get mad because they would tell us at Amazon.
You won't be sorry.
People would get mad because they would tell us at Amazon to wrap your hair up if it's past your shoulder or something. And then people be like, oh, they had them braids down to their butt, or some people hair is just long, and then they would be like, oh, I don't want to do that or whatever. But then this girl came, she had a short cut, and she was like, at her last job, she lost her hair. She got caught in the machine, so stuff like that do be happening.
I remember I was at the beach.
I'm telling you, watch if you've never seen it, watch Personal Injury Court.
I don't be like watching them.
It's hilarious, man. I'm telling you. You gonna watch one because listen. When you see somebody go to court for some of the stuff, like there's one. I'm just gonna say this so we get out of here. We got one. I gotta say this though. This shit's so funny. So there's one episode where a guy got the radio station tattooed on his forehead for $2 million. Right? And he had to do it, so he sued them. The judge granted them the money because they had the fine print and it wasn't legible enough, or he wasn't made. But why would you do that?
Companies do that all the time. Insurance
But why would you do that without trying to find out
Greed,
more?
nigga. Greed.
On the
Ain't
next-
that what it is? 7 deadly sins, nigga.
As soon as you click the
Ain't that what
button,
it
it
is?
says April Fools, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Greed is one of the seven deadly
How he
sins,
get
bro.
money for that? Like, I'm like, yo, like, come on, man, you dumb,
He
bro.
lost, didn't he?
He got the tattoo?
No, he
lost a life.
won. He won money at the court.
He lost
They
a
had to
life.
give him that money.
I thought because it said April Fool's, even
Nah, they granted him. Yo, that judge sometimes, like, it was a fat person that had got on a water ride, a slide, and they had got injured real bad.
Restitution.
They survived, but they was messed up.
How you do?
The whole thing broke, and they fell off the joint.
That's crazy as fuck.
And they got hoisted somewhere. And
Was too dead.
they was messed up. They broke their back. Whole bunch of crazy stuff.
I broke
How
my
big
back.
was that?
How big was the
Spider.
person? Like 500.
That's too
It was
big.
mad big.
That was too
And
big.
he-
They shouldn't
And
even
they
let them
said
go.
that he was over the weight capacity. Why did you get up there? Why did you, I didn't know
Why
that
they
I was
let
over it. Yeah. So,
Cause you could look at somebody if they that big and tell
Yeah.
that they over.
but they didn't want to discriminate.
Cause they probably only
They didn't
go
want
up
to
like
discriminate.
600.
They didn't want to discriminate against them, so they was like, "Go ahead, if you could walk your
That's what I was about to say.
heavy ass
Inclusion,
up
yo.
all these steps to get to the top of this joint,
That's
then
just
more
enabling
power to
people.
you."
And it's kids running them fucking what's the name? They don't give a damn.
I wouldn't have let that dude
Yeah,
get on it
usually
though,
it is
Yeah,
younger.
it's
people
like-
because
that-
it's my safety and his. Like, you know what I
Real
mean?
talk.
Like, I'm like, yo, let him go after me.
Real
Did he
talk.
get the money?
Yeah, he won. He was
What
one-
happened
he was
to him?
first.
You said what
He was on a water slide
I'm
and
saying
like
what
flew
broke?
up the slide. I forgot the actual case, but
like what broke? What happened to him after he?
his body,
Yeah.
his back, his leg. He had a concussion. Like, he had to get stitches. Like, he was messed up because he was heavy. He damn near like throwing a garbage bag out the window. Like,
Well, he lost
just
weight
bust
after
open.
that because
That's
he
crazy.
could just sit there. He probably couldn't eat for a while. When he had to.
His weight didn't help. Like, I
Yeah.
guess maybe it did help. I don't know.
No, I'm saying probably after that he lost weight because he had to chill. Like he probably
Yeah,
had
he
to
lost
drink
a
through
little
a
bit.
tube.
My captor.
He still looked crazy though. And some people be coming here looking crazy. This one lady, she was suing her mother, yo, because she was babysitting one of those cats.
I said one of those.
You know what I'm
cat
talking
things.
about. Them cats, them big cats.
Oh.
Maine Coon.
Oh,
The coons, yeah. She
Oh,
had one of them.
That looked
No,
like
no,
a
no,
person in a
no.
costume.
That's not what it was.
It was a person.
It was a damn ocelot. You know what an ocelot is? Look that up.
ocelot.
Yes.
Got the pointy ears.
That's an exotic
Oh
cat,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That was an exotic cat. She had an exotic cat. So
She got a Persia. The
it
Pokemon.
ripped her daughter. It ripped her daughter hair balls off her head, bro. She had one little piece of hair sticking up and had like little hairs on the
That
side.
looked like a leopard.
They do. It's a wild.
Yeah, they
Exotic
pretty
cat.
they big, yo. And they territorial, like, look at that. That's
So
what she
Fly got
had
a
in the
cat like
house.
that. Fly got a cat like that, right?
No, his is something else.
A bobcat. That
She
shit
could
big
have
as fuck.
got arrested, yo, for having that.
I mean, no, she probably bought it legally.
That's crazy. yo.
People be having all type of weird
I'm not
shit.
watching that joint.
Just
Don't
like they
bring
have
Don't
them
bring that
chimp-
thing in my house, yo.
Yeah,
Just like they
that's
have
it.
them chimp and they eat people face off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
White
like,
people
I
do
You
that.
want
wouldn't
it.
expect that from a monkey, though. You be thinking like monkey's
A
cool,
chimp
like
so
Hell
cute.
no.
I want a little.
you
They
think
got
monkeys. You think
hands.
Planet of the Apes, or you think Michael Jackson monkey?
I think leave the motherfuckers alone.
They
Curious
got hands,
George.
but they
Yeah.
got hand
Or-
monkeys that's really
think it's
tiny
Curious-
and
I
don't
think
get
it's Caesar
big.
from-
I would.
Yo, you think it's
I think
Caesar?
it's Caesar from what's the
I seen those little hand monkeys.
Like,
That's
Planet of the
in
Apes.
that in
crawling on people's
haunted.
hand. Them things look weird though.
What is that show
Little
called?
monkeys crawling.
Yeah,
American
it's
Horror
primates,
Story?
nigga, like,
But they stay little like that.
You heard
And they
like
just walk around on your hand.
like in
that's
American
still
Horror
wild.
Story
That's a wild ass thing.
in the circus one.
Huh? The spider
Cir-
monkey
The circus.
Yeah, that little.
that be dancing, that be having the hat.
You talk about
That was, it was in American
Aladdin's
Horror
little
Story
homie?
in the circus one. Yeah,
Apu?
like little like
Apu?
that. or yeah, like a hand monkey.
I like little.
A
little
chimp too.
little
I think
skinny
the
monkeys.
only reason
I
why
think
that
they're,
chimp
like,
did that because she
devious.
gave it was taking
Taking my shit.
antidepressants.
Yeah, you
or
giving that
something.
shit people drugs. Like you wilding, yo.
Once an animal
They
has
say
opposable
They
thumbs,
came
I
from
don't ever want to see a little monkey
But, yo,
open the door
it
and walk in.
It could play the game
What
with
the
you.
fuck?
It could play the
Yeah,
game
they're
with
so
you.
smart.
Yo, you be playing
that's
Street
surreal.
Fighter and be whooping you,
That's
yo.
surreal.
They'll sit there and peel a banana
And
and
they be like
eat
that.
it.
That's surreal.
Like it's yeah,
And they be like, you know what I mean?
like yeah, they be talking, not talking, but
They might put their arm around your shoulder while you like chilling.
They're
You know
like
what I mean?
they're the closest
Like, they
to
cool.
us.
Yeah.
Like
But I think it's that some animals like they have
They can smell
a
fear.
savage
I'd
a
fold.
savage nature.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
if you
saying.
got an animal that has a savage nature, like those monkeys, like even in the wild, like they're evaders. Like they eat berries and nuts and shit like that. Like
Right.
they don't really attack, and they're in groups.
unless they feel threatened.
Right.
So,
But most of the time they'll go away. They can sense when there's apex predator in their midst. You know what I mean? They're not gonna fucking mess with no silverback gorilla.
yeah, I really want one. Nala, you wanna have a play buddy? Yeah.
Like,
I
that
gotta
little
get
nigga
you
be
one.
pulling at my fucking
I
tail.
want a lion.
I want to
I
have.
know that sounds crazy, bro.
Never,
That's a dope animal, yo.
right
It's a
next to
beautiful
you.
This
animal.
nigga, Mike Tyson had 2 tigers.
Yeah, I know, yo.
So he was.
One of them was in Hangover.
I know.
That's
Remember
crazy.
that? And then
They was riding
stole
around
it.
with him in the car.
That's crazy, yo.
You know they was on
You know
something.
you gotta have, like, fucking...
White skin. Go ahead.
Nah, you gotta be brave as fuck. Like, what? To have 2 tigers? He went to sleep.
Oh no, I thought
and
you was
woke
talking
up,
about riding
but
around.
them niggas, like, loose.
I thought you was talking about when they was riding around in the car with a hangover.
That's scary, too.
As I said, you gotta have white skin.
Yeah. For the shot. Yeah.
Cause I was just like,
That was
beat
the,
me up or whatever.
yeah.
Because I'm not going to get. How you even get
Oh,
it
he
out
gonna
in the
beat
first
you
place?
up.
No, I'm saying I'm not even about to try to go get that, John. Like, what did you talk about? That ain't even real. That car would have been torn up.
Oh
like,
yeah.
That nigga said he only give interviews to women he can
That jump-
fornicate with.
Yo, he would not.
To her face, bro. Nobody did nothing.
He would
Nigga,
not.
I heard a nigga say, "Oh."
what happened?
This nigga Mike Tyson said, "I only give." This is back in the day. This is old Mike, not new Mike. New Mike changed. But fucking old Mike told one of the reporter ladies, he said, "I only give interviews to women that I can fornicate with. So if you ain't trying to do that, I would advise you."
That's
quiet."
when he had to be.
I said, "Oh shit."
That's when he had to be in war mode.
That's
That was-
crazy.
yeah,
Like
that's
war
crazy
mode,
as
Mike
fuck.
was different in his interview.
He
Like,
was.
he was like
He was.
deranged, and all of that made the other person that he was going against like, yo, this
So-
dude crazy on the news.
You know how I knew he wasn't gonna win the Jake Paul John? Is because he wasn't talking like old Mike. There wasn't no savageness in it. Like he fooled me with the training. When I seen the trainer, I was like, oh, if he hit him like that, it's over. And then I didn't see none of that in the ring. I don't know, like I heard he tripped on the way out to the ring. I was like, come on, man.
This was a money grab.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I don't think it was much intention.
Then, as a boxing fan, he's pulling
with Mike.
punches.
I
He
mean-
pulled punches, bro. I seen it. There was at least 3-4 times he pulled his punch. He was gonna connect. He was gonna follow through, and then he was like, "Nah, let me just back up and do this." Like, nah, nigga. But I'm sad that he went out like that, because now niggas is trying to sue him. Fucking, he got sued for playing Jay-Z, DMX and Ja Rule song on the walkout for that shit. I'm like, damn, yo, Jay can't, you know what I mean, put a word out like, yo, I don't need it, you good? Like, damn, like somebody hook. I mean, DMX can't, God rest his soul, and Ja, like, I don't know how much Ja has rights to that, but that shouldn't even be a thing. Why you suing my nigga for that?
What song?
Ja Rule got sued?
No,
Said Mike Tyson.
they're suing Mike
Tyson.
Tyson
for
for
playing
playing
their
their
song. What
song.
song?
I think it's Money Cash Hoes. I don't know what it was. It's a song with Jay, DMX, and Ja Rule. Cause I know
Probably
they
is
was,
I think, yeah.
I know they was about to be a group at one time. So
They were?
yeah, they was thinking about it. According to Ja Rule, that's what he said on Chimmy Chance. I could see it though. They was all cool at one time, and then ego got involved.
I don't know, Ja Rule be freestyle.
This?
It could have been that one. I don't know.
Come on, more money, more cash. What? What? Rest in peace.
He is
to
from
DMX.
Brooklyn. DMX from Young.
Any last words?
Oh yeah, next weekend, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, Black Wall Street event on the green from 12 to 8.
New Haven.
Please come. Yeah, in New Haven, on the New Haven Green downtown. We'll be having our merch set up. We're gonna have a table there. Come and check us out. But we'll be recording live, and there will be other vendors there as well. It's a Black Wall Street event, so other black businesses are gonna come out and promote their products. And
August
there's
16th.
gonna be food, music. Yeah,
August
August
16th.
16th, next Saturday. So come check it out. And if you want to sign up, also, I'll put the link in the description if you have a business and you'd like to be a part of it. All right, but is there anything else before we close up?
Nah, just blessing.
Christ coming back.
All right, yeah, stay prayed up.
They bring it up.
That was offensive.
Huh?
Remember?
To my demons?
No. Stay prayed up, remember?
Oh yeah, yo, I lost a friend that way. That's crazy.
So yeah, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20.
You heard?
Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live.
We should edit that part in too. Just clicking subscribe button.
Oh yeah, I haven't been putting it on the last video, but adding that in there. I need to go back.
Oh, I didn't even know we could do that to the live.
Well, you can't do it. I have to take it down and repost it.
Repost it. I got you.
But or I don't have to take that down. I could just save it to a device and then edit it and then re-upload it. But I could leave both so it don't be gone. But yeah, that's all we have for this evening. We appreciate you.
Definitely.
How many subscribers we got? 4,000. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Please, we need your help. We're trying to get monetized.
Please.
So if you're watching, or if you did watch, or if you're gonna watch it later, like if you watch the replay, just hit the subscribe button, like it, and share. It's free. Okay.
It's free, y'all.
Get lifted.